welcome back to Doom, Princes of the Apocalypse, not Tomb of Annihilation. Run way too many Tombs of Annihilation. But yeah, last time you've come together in Redlarch, been putting your roots down, so to speak, making inways with some of the civilians, the shopkeepers, the business owners, done a couple of jobs for Constable Harburg, and in general you'd say that the people of the town are looking favorably upon you, especially some of you that already have some history there, which would be, I think it was Helios and X, who've previously been at the town. Now, through your work, you have come upon this conspiracy, this mystery, whatever it be, of these figures chasing away, these robed figures chasing away the workers who are trying to work in the quarries at night. It actually seems to be part of some kind of deeper plot, and you've now captured these guys out in the hillsides by setting up a night shift yourself, and you've seen a couple of robed figures, faces hidden, move into the quarry and secretly looking around, torches in hand, head down into a passage in the quarry that you've now followed them into to find a kind of worked, it's not work stone, it's just kind of a rough-hewn passage with a lot of rubble blocking it up. It's almost hard to tell that it wasn't completely collapsed, but squeezing around a couple of corners, you eventually see a larger room out up ahead. And that is pretty much where we're going to be picking up today.
With our amazing stealth scores.
Yes, correct. So, the one thing I must retcon though is that last time I think I put you on the wrong part of the map. So we're going to get you on the correct part this time. And the cavern up ahead, you're going to see, thankfully, is currently devoid of life.
Thank Christ.
Let's start you off. Here we go. Okay, so you guys are up here. And yeah, as you kind of look around at the area, you do see the tunnel zigzags one or two times before opening out up ahead.
Okay, right on.
So I'm going to be probably not moving the tokens of the players that aren't here, but we can assume they're there, and I'm happy to roleplay them in combat.
Why is the Feistis token always tiny to start?
Oh, it's so annoying, man. I have no idea. It's
just
so it's like meh.
I'm tiny now. The pixie is bigger than me. I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny.
I change it every time. Even if I resize it and say use that token, it doesn't work.
So which direction is the...
South is where you need to go.
Oh, okay. I will stick to X's side.
I will stick behind everybody, because I am very squishy.
Yeah.
Well, then does everyone here have dark vision?
Yes.
I think except for Onyx. But Onyx is not here yet, I guess.
Because it is dark. You saw the figures that snuck in here before you did have torches, but they've obviously moved out of sight.
Yeah. Onyx can stay in my pocket for the time being.
Sure. Well, then relying on your dark vision, remember your perception checks are going to be a disadvantage, but you still can see in your shades of grey, and as you kind of step a bit further along into the passage, 10-20 feet more, you do see that it's kind of starting to open up into a wider cavern. You can start to kind of hear echoes of bits of kind of sand falling as the earth shifts.
I guess we'll continue to do our comical attempt at stealthing.
Yeah. Clink, 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 clink. They're definitely not going to see us coming. This is going to be such a good surprise.
Starts to maybe hang back a little bit, constantly catching himself as he's walking. And you can see ahead, though, a wide, irregularly shaped cavern that has a floor of smooth bedrock. Damp dirt and stone with tree roots kind of protrude here and there, making up the walls. And you kind of enter out of this tunnel from the north.
And we don't see the torchlight yet?
There is no torchlight, no. As you step into the cave lodge, you do see there is kind of like a pit of sand in the center, loose sand, and the smell of recently extinguished torches kind of reaches your nose.
I guess we know where the torches went.
Can we pinpoint, the smell at all, or not?
Yeah, you do see kind of pushed roughly into the loose dirt is 3 torches.
Okay, thanks. When we find the people, I will try to keep them talking for long enough for you guys to get into position and ready to strike them at once. Don't know how well it would go with the cultists, though. I don't think I have much in common with them.
So you do see that on the east side of the wall there is a door there, more like a thick stone slab, but it does seem to have a rusty pull ring sticking out of it. And nearby the door, you see what look to be a couple of cloaks and water skin are on the floor.
So either that's the changing room, or that's where they're going.
Careful where we're exploring.
Yeah, trying to scout out.
I mean, the tunnel for the most part seems fairly plain otherwise. The cabin, at least.
Alexander's gonna go up and just put his knife and flick the sand a little bit, see if there's any suction to it, or if it's just a container of sand.
Yeah, I mean, it seems specifically put here to put out
the torches.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have to go through sand.
Door. Oh, sorry.
What was that, X?
I stick my ear to the door, see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Give me a perception check.
Step back so I don't clink around him.
Okay. No, I mean, the door is extremely thick, and you don't hear the sound of anything from the other side.
We all good to open it?
You guys want to Leroy Janky this?
Unless someone has a spider to crawl through it.
Is my spider finally managed to make it to me?
Yeah, we can definitely say that he's managed to make it back. It's a tale of. It's probably we'll probably play it out in a side quest one day.
It has to be a Disney movie type side quest. Befriends a swallow and a dog on his way.
Yeah. So. But yeah, there's enough space for it to move underneath the door.
I'm gonna put down Terrence the spider. His name's now Terrence.
Nice.
And he's gonna be like, "Go on, buddy, you can do this." As this dirty long leg starts slowly doing his jolt towards underneath the door.
So it's got dark vision 30 feet. That's quite impressive.
You know that's greater than a rat. A rat has 20 feet.
Speed is 20 feet as well. It's impressive. Okay. So, I mean, he does go through, and you're just telling him to look what's on the other side and come back, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'll be looking through his eyes as he goes through.
Okay. Well, you see on the other side, let's actually put a new party token here with 30 feet vision. This passage seems to be quite well-worked stone. Definitely a long-standing structure.
I'm going to send him a bit ahead just to see if there's immediate danger on the other side.
So what you come to is a four-way crossroads that, as the tunnel starts to level out, you can see there are 2 stone reliefs of stone dwarves in chainmail and carrying battle axes that face each other across the tunnel. The carvings stand out from the passage walls, and they have gaps around them. So I mean, they could be doors, but the passage continues past them, above and below.
There's 3 ways up ahead. There's 2 stone dwarfs that are like acting as doors, more or less, for the ways up and down. But I don't see anybody. We should be good to open up the door.
I'll go ahead and open the door. Well, yeah, go ahead and open the door. If quick scan for any traps or anything, but
Yeah, give me a roll.
Perception.
A perception or investigation. No traps that you guys can see, and it's no locks or anything else. It's just got this pull ring, and as you kind of begin to yank on it, it moves with extreme ease. It's very surprising. Very easily, you swing open the door, revealing the entire passage beyond.
Well, time to go in. Oh.
So,
Which way do you guys think? Up, down, or forwards?
Well, people always go right, so let's go left. That's the logic, right?
So what you do see before you, though, you see the passage stretching up and north and south, but ahead of you, directly on the other side, the ceiling consists, in that passage, what looks to be consists of square stone panels, about 10 feet on a side. Rusty iron frames surround each of the panels, and they are kind of suspended about several inches from one another and several inches from the walls on either side. They form a row overhead that continues down the entire passage.
So is it like a catwalk, or?
It's weird. It's like a change in architecture. The roof becomes these separated squares that are pretty uniform as they run all the way down the passage, but they don't touch the sides of the walls or each other.
Is there anything like special about these dwarf statues, or not
Make
really?
a history check, or if you want to investigate them, rather, anything you'd like.
I don't know. Investigation on this.
Dave, you should pick a one to see if it's alive.
Oh, that's
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Now, you would probably second the idea there were doors. Kind of moving them slightly, they do seem to move with quite a lot of ease. They will probably block the north and south passages. So what's the plan from here?
So we're going forwards, up, or down? Left or right?
Okay, now that we've done that,
I would vote for forwards. I think that'll be.
eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I think either
one
forwards or down.
forward and no one else cares, so want me to go forward?
I think we should go forward.
I think forward or down are the correct options, as going up is probably that second entrance we heard about.
That's true.
I think forward
I think
is the most logical option.
I have an idea. Maybe if we close the dwarves and jam something underneath them so they have trouble opening it again. Just in case somebody tries to flank us.
Are they easy to move, these doors?
Yeah.
Do we have... I don't think we have anything to jam it.
I'm not sure we want to alert anyone to be on the lookout for us just yet.
Yeah, true.
So
it's fine. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, and I will, before stepping underneath the plates, try to see if I can figure out any mechanisms, so that the plates don't drop or anything and start to progress forward.
Okay, you can make some kind of check, however you want to approach it.
Just,
Perception. Okay. You kind of look down to see if there's any kind of pressure plates. You don't find anything of the sort. It's not really possible to see up past them. They're kind of very hugging the wall quite tightly, but it's lost to darkness. Can't really make out much more than that.
Well, the only way to see something is to keep going forward.
Okay, so stop about there.
Oh, back. Back.
Now, Alexander, were you going with the party there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you get to... Oh, you're stuck on a dynamic lighting barrier there. As you get to where you are, the door at the end of the corridor, you can see that it's another stone door with an iron pull ring, same as you've entered through. It does stand slightly ajar, but just darkness beyond. However, about 5 feet up, the door does have a 2-inch wide, foot-long horizontal slit. And as you get to about this point, you hear this immense slamming sound. And behind you, in the passageway, let's see here, one of the stone plates has dropped from the ceiling, and it looks like it's a metal cage that was sitting up on the roof. And it's about this point that I want everyone to roll initiative for me. Well, I'll take care of that for you.
E. Dave doesn't know what to do. Which direction? I guess we're going in. I can go here. Wait. I will dash in. It's now or never.
Oh, wait. One thing here. Sorry, I misread one sentence which says with an action he drops 2 cages, in fact. So sealing the end of the passage off is going to be one of them, and the other one is going to be right over X and Helios. Now, you will get a chance to try and react to this. Just wondering... Here we are, map layer. So as the roof seems to slam down that one as well, you need to give me... so you need to give me a dex saving throw if you want to try
Acrobatic?
and jump out of the way.
See.
I would say acrobatics would be appropriate, yeah.
Would my danger sense work in this situation?
Yeah, you could look up to see it falling, I'd say. Nice. Okay. So, Helios, you managed to jump forward 1 square, landing in the open one in front of you. X, you try and quickly leap back. Unfortunately, you didn't realize how close your party member is behind you, and this leads to you getting caught under the iron frame. Unfortunately, you are going to be taking some damage from that. 2d6 bludgeoning and 5 points of bludgeoning. Yes?
Question. I don't think this would work.
What?
Does this only blocks weapon damage, right?
Yeah.
The fighting style? Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Attack. Fair enough, though. You feel that your legs actually break. You have?
I have 4 points temporary points. I don't remember from where. I'm just wondering if I still have that. Anyone remember?
Inspiring leader.
Yeah, my inspiring speech.
Or I don't have that. Well,
did you do that before you came in here?
Yes.
Yes, it was when we were waiting for the people out. No, it was when we were just about to go inside.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I do have it.
So, you are mostly in the square still, X, and what you realize is that as this cage has fallen on you, the edge, outer rim of iron, hurts like hell, but you've punctured it's actually some kind of plaster Paris, paper mache, or something, cardboard, that is in between it. And you are now currently, you kind of pull yourself out. Well, when you get to your turn, you are restrained at the moment, but most of your body is in the actual steel cage. So it would look like If you had to kind of stay still in the center, you get trapped, but you wouldn't actually take any damage. But so as those two drop, as part of the initiation of combat, Helios thankfully finds himself on the outside. We still start off with Dave, but now unfortunately you see X at your feet. It looks like one of his legs is pinned under the metal cage, and you are trapped between two metal cages. It's like rusty iron bars.
Ooh, can I try to lift the cages?
You can attempt to make a strength check.
Strength.
Your athletics to that would be appropriate, I'd say.
Athletics.
I would help, but I would literally make the situation harder.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 25 strength. You more than managed to just rip at the cage. And I mean, if it wasn't for the kind of top touching the next panel, you'd probably be able to kind of completely just flip it over. But you allow X to either retreat into the cage or to climb out onto your side.
Go, buddy. Choose your side. When it's your turn, obviously. I guess I just finished my turn here. I don't have anything else to do right now.
And say you even you kind of pull it so hard that the bottom of the cage unseats itself slightly from the shape it was sitting in, and this causes two of the vertical bars to bow outwards, resulting in a hole that you could move in and out of this cage from that side.
So we just have to do it to the other side. Okay. Sure. I will just hold the cage, letting X decide where he wants to go, and that's my turn.
Yeah, I mean you can step back. It's permanently bent like that now.
Oh well.
You got
I'll
your
step
move.
here.
Yeah, bonus action. Anything else?
Can I? Should I go inside? I don't know. I'm thinking. I think I'm fine here. I'll step back to let X move it for once, and I'll just be here.
Right, Alex.
Alex is just gonna wait around here until the trap in front gets dealt with, because he is not much use though.
Okay, fair enough.
Unless I can mind sliver the cage.
Well, you can always hold one if you see someone.
Yeah, I'll hold on to a mind sliver in case somebody pops his head in.
Okay, X, feeling the crunch, thankfully the speech from earlier really helps you get over the pain. What you're going to be doing?
I guess I'll try to go into the cage and bend. I saw that manly, feat of strength. I'll try to do the same thing on the other side, so that we can get out. Let's see.
Are you Dave?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, emboldened by your ally, you step forward with nary a limp, and the same feat. You kind of just wrench these bars. They are fairly old, still substantial, but with that check, you managed to do it.
We are Dave.
And I'll, to the extent I have any movement left, I'll step next to Helios.
Well, I mean, you got full movement.
Okay. So I will peek over here, see if I can see who it was that released the traps.
So as you get closer, I mean, you can't exactly see. They must be pretty close to behind the door or somewhere else in the room. You can kind of hear chains clinking as they're being like fed through a system that must work with these mechanisms somehow.
Oh, what the heck? I will step through the door.
Okay, so you do see a figure kind of recoil in shock now, or fright. Not shock, you could see you through the eye hole there. And he is a half-orc. You would actually know this person, X, being a member of Redlarch or one of the community. This is Grunt. He's kind of a town. Everybody. He spends most of his life in the market square. When the market is not there, he spends most of his time there pickling cucumbers, making gherkins, basically. That kind of sells for a pittance to the people to make his stay. He's like the town hobo, but he's a nice guy though, you know.
Grund, what the hell are you doing? It's time to reconsider. What's going on here?
He's looking quite surprised to see you, X. You can't be here. You have to go. It's dangerous.
Take a breath. Tell me what's going on here.
So you can see just in the moment you're kind of looking at him, that behind him, this is a weird room you've stepped into. It's a square room hewn out of the rock, and in the center is a stone door. You step through the stone door, and you can see that there are 10 oil chains secured to bars bolted in the wall about 3 feet above the floor to the side of the door, leading up to a hole boarded in the ceiling. And this is most likely what he was manipulating to drop the chains. There is also an 8-foot tall rectangular stone that stands upright in the room's center. It's got some writing on it, but at the foot of the stone, there's a small human that is pinned face down by rocks placed atop his arms, legs, and back. He seems to be barefoot and wears ragged clothes and murmurs softly like he's fairly weak. You see Grund step back. Grund, just do what he's told, please. The believers, it's them.
And so he's pinned. Can I Grund, step back over there, and I'll go over and try to help out the pinned guy.
You could see he actually kind of takes a step to block you off. I'm going to need, if you want to get past him, persuasion or intimidation, I think. In the moment, I mean, it's possible you could end initiative if, you convince him to back off and no more traps will drop on your friends.
That's a very good check.
I can't. They help me so much. And he kind of steps in front of the boy, and you can see he's willing to fight. So we're not going to be dropping initiative. Well, he looks like he's ready to step there. It's not his turn yet. But I think, let's see. That's pretty much everything. Yeah, you've had a long chat with him already.
Sure.
As we go to his turn, he's going to look once more at the door and see the beefy form of Helios. He's gonna moan a bit in worry, and he's gonna move up, and he's gonna grab on with his action, each hand with one chain, and pull. Now, that's gonna cause 2 of these cages to slam down into the floor. Now, Helios, you've seen that the center is actually pierceable, so you could kind of stand in the center to avoid taking any damage. Or you could make a dex save to jump into the next one.
Can I try to do an attack of opportunity non-lethal as he gets out of my range?
I mean, he's in half orc. You're probably not going to fell him in one hit. He's a bulky guy.
If he's a half orc, also, even if you get him in one hit, he's gonna go back up.
But I guess he did step away from you to pull the chain, so that's what you're saying. You could take an attack then, yes. Yeah, that'll hit. As he lets go hastily of the chains, this long cut down his forearm, kind of crying out in pain, stepping back, just dripping blood all around the floor. Next to him, he looks up at you with shock. And
take a step back. You won't get hurt anymore.
Then he is going to use the rest of his movements to run that way. And that'll bring us to Helios.
Oh, actually, I'm holding a pole arm. I may not have hit him.
Oh.
He may not have stepped out of my range.
But you used your action to break free. This was an opportunity attack.
Right. I'm saying he may not have ever gotten out of my range with an opportunity attack.
Oh, I see.
15 feet.
Side, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So, Helios, you find yourself surrounded by, unfortunately, more rusty bars.
Do I need to save for that?
You're welcome to, if you want to, as you see them drop, you can try and get closer to the room by diving into the next square with a dex and acrobatics check.
Sure, I'll try. Why not? Nope.
Ow, shit. Okay, so you do try. Clamps down on your calf, catching you. You feel. Yes?
The danger sense help or not really?
Does that work at all times or only when you're raging?
At second level, yeah, I just posted.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'd say so. Go roll again. Nice. Okay, you find yourself jumping into the next square and then bracing, and you slam right through the bottom, this kind of breakable material, find yourself in the nearest cage, almost out in the room at large. And now it is your turn, and it's up to you.
So I still gotta get through this cage?
Yeah, you can make an athletics check to break the bars, or you can try and lift the cage.
I'll try and break the cage, I think. So that's,
Okay.
Yeah.
athletics?
Yes, athletics. Okay, what have we got? 14. 14 is unfortunately just falling short. You do start to make progress, and you could probably squeeze through if you wanted to, kind of using half your movement speed to get out of the cage.
I'll definitely do that then.
Okay.
And risk tetanus.
That gives me 15 more feet.
Yeah, you can get into the room and you kind of see this half-orc bleeding, running away, strange child trapped under the rocks.
Ooh, do I recognize this guy? Or not really?
You would have seen him around town as well. He's a fairly common sight in Redlarch. He's mostly harmless and kind of helps people with odd jobs.
Try not to kill him.
Very well. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't kill him anyway. That's not my style. I think I'll just throw a javelin at him though.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, just another thing. If you guys change your name at the bottom of the dialogue thing to your actual character sheet name, your picture will be your character art.
Wait, oh.
Just a minor thing.
How? Wait, I am...
Where at the bottom, under where you type, it says typing as who, and it's set to your Roll20.
Oh, that's how you guys did it. Ah, I see.
Yeah, and everyone you have control over, you can speak as them. Cool. So, yeah, Helios, did you make your attack 13? I mean, he is pretty unarmored. He's hoping to kind of catch people in this corridor of traps, and that slams into kind of the lower back, screaming in pain. Let's see here. Very nice. Nice to meet you, 60 feet cone.
Yeah.
What would we do without him?
So he's going to make a con save here. He's not used to this kind of combat. And with that, kind of trips and slides going prone. And see, he's holding up. Well, he's not holding up his hands, but he's like curled up into a fetal position. And he's calling out, no more, please, no more. I'll stop.
Oh.
Excellent.
So I think at that
So-
point, with him, we could probably go out of initiative here.
Okay, well, I just wanna break through all of these as fast as possible.
Might be able to use the chains to lift him up.
You can, yeah, if you go.
Oh, that would be helpful.
Some of them are kind of hanging slack. I mean, some of them are taut, and you can kind of pull them down and loop them around some pegs there. That's
I need to
quite...
check on this person.
Yes. The child? It's a young child of probably about 12, 13 years old. He's kind of moaning. He looks pretty worn out. Like maybe he's been here a while.
Are you okay?
Thirsty, please.
Could I use... I'm scared. I don't trust it. My divine sense Is he actual human? I don't trust him.
Well, I mean, you can't tell if he's an actual human, but he is not a celestial fiend or undead.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay.
When one pops up from behind you again, and a celestial pops up from above you.
Oh no, they're surrounding us. No, I think I would figure out you're kind of weirdo, Alexander.
So,
I'll
yes?
give him some
Don't worry.
water.
He's appreciative. He kind of coughs a bit, spluttering, putting it up. He looks cold, tired, and scared. Thank you. Who are you all? You're not one of them.
We're just adventurers. Do you know why they keeping you chained here?
Being punished. I was disobedient. He kind of lowers his face. I was supposed to deliver a message from Father to Mr. Whalver, but I got distracted and I lost it.
Who's your father?
Rothar? Rothar hath a hand.
I feel like I know that name.
It's one of the
Is
artisans
it someone-
in the town, as far as you're aware.
Do you know what they're planning with all this down here?
They come down to worship the stones. There's other believers here as well. Baragustus is here, and they get what is his name now? The half orc. I just forgot. Grund. And they get Grund to watch the passageway when they come for their meetings.
Why
So
don't
they worship.
you... Go ahead.
So they worship stones. Any stone in particular?
Magic stones, sir. Some in the chamber beyond. They lift up off the ground and stay there, just still in the air. So it's quite unbelievable.
How long do these meetings usually take?
It's hard to say. Usually they're there for an hour or two.
You know how many's there?
Yeah. Not tonight, so I heard some come through, but I was facing in the wrong direction. There were a fair amount of footfalls. I would guess at least 3 or 4 of them. They usually have the meetings in the chamber to the far east. That's where the Delvers have been buried as well.
Delvers.
The men who found this place, sir. Yes, they were working the quarries when they located the passageways. Their bones are on it. Father says if I do everything right and I behave, one day I can maybe be a believer as well.
You don't want that, kid.
Find out how to believe.
Please don't hurt Grun though. He's
No, why don't you take Grund back to town that way, and we'll have a talk with some of the folks on the other side of the wall because really you shouldn't be chaining kids up.
I disobeyed, sir. I'm not sure one way or the other.
Anyway, it's getting fairly late as well, so you need to get your sleep, or else you'll stop growing and you become like the dwarf over there.
Well, so I imagine you're gonna retrieve your javelin from the lower back of Grund.
I am.
Okay. And if given the opportunity, are you kind of telling him to go with Braylon and get him up to the surface?
Pretty much. Look after this kid. Make sure nothing happens. We shall handle it from here.
Okay. Yeah, he gets up. Come, Braylon, let's leave these men to their business. Kind of with a bit of a pain and a wince. They would, either use the passage you've broken through there or use the chains to raise them up to get out.
Yeah,
We raise the
I'm
chains.
gonna follow
We
them
raise
a
them, I
little
would-
bit just to make sure they don't go either north or south, that they go way that we went.
Yeah. They continue on. They do what you say.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
So we're going to be making this kid an orphan, right? Most likely. Um, oh, well,
As long
I'll
as
over it.
we're all agreed.
If they don't fight, the kid gets to keep his dad.
We try to
Say
take
that
as
again?
many of them as alive as we can.
Oh, but straight up, that kid sounded culty, didn't he?
But we don't know what effect these magic stones might be having on their minds. Doesn't sound normal.
Floating stones, let's worship it. You're right, it doesn't sound normal. I always thought religion was a bit of a hooky.
You say that next to a paladin and a
Well, you
cleric.
say that, but this world has qualifiable gods.
I don't believe in them.
Yeah, the gods are
Can you
pretty
be
cool.
an atheist in a world where, you can actually prove a god exists?
I think so. You
That'd
don't
be
believe
very
in their.
He's not a god.
It's like you believe you obviously you don't know they exist, but you don't believe in them being like the creators or something, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah, exactly.
They're just another brand of warlock.
But I get that, but
Probably.
it's kind of quantifiable though. It's like you can prove Bahamut's the fucking dragon god, and I don't know, he's a
Look,
sun god.
I'm a
I
con man.
think that
From one con man to another, I don't believe they're gods.
I'm just saying, Azamars exists.
Yes, sir.
But quantifiable demigods.
Look, I'm not saying that you're not half god or whatever. I'm saying I personally don't believe they're gods.
What quantifies? Are we gonna just ignore the actual quest and just sit down? What quantifies a
Okay,
god
guys.
then?
Guys, let's not start a debate about religion, okay? Let's
I'm
just
gonna look through this.
get this over with, and then we can talk about our gods and how my god is the best, okay? And we open the door.
My god
Is your god
like
Lady
a
Luck?
dash. My god is like a dash.
No, my god can kick your god's ass.
My god has a gun. No.
So you step
It's just
into
a guy with god.
you step into another 50-foot square chamber that's also just been completely hewn out of the rock. The floor is rough but flat, and the walls show the chisel marks of the original builders. The ceiling about 10 feet high, and you can see identical stone doors with iron pull ring handles stand in 3 of the 4 walls here. In the center, a life-sized and lifelike statue of a dwarf warrior wearing a chain shirt, helm, and big boots. He carries a shield on his left arm and a battle axe in his right hand, but the statue has clearly been broken into roughly the head and upper torso, lower torso, and legs, all as kind of separate pieces. And these pieces look like they have then been reassembled and held together and upright in a stout wooden frame. You can see that a dagger, along with several coins and gems, lie on the floor in front of the statue, surrounded by a ring of fine gravel, almost as if kind of offerings.
Alexander, I know you don't believe in God, but don't touch that.
Alexander's hand is reaching out for the gem spot.
Do you believe in shots though? No.
So there is an inscription on the wooden frame that's holding the statue together. This is what it reads. Petrified Iron Star, ? Dwarf, found 1459 DR in Redlarch West Quarry in broken condition.
Petrified Iron Star.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
quality of the statue lends you to kind of believing what they say. I mean, it looks extremely lifelike.
Does he look afraid or like honored? Like, does the face go, "Oh God, no," or "Yes, God, yes"?
The face is fairly neutral, though the eyebrows are kind of slightly raised, almost as if the beginnings of an expression of surprise.
He definitely got petrified by something. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
okay, X, I have a brilliant idea. I go to this door, you go to the other door. We count 3 and we open them.
So, just as a side note, as you're kind of looking at the offerings down in front of the statue, the dagger that is there does look to be like not a regular dagger. It's got dried blood still coating on the blade. It's obviously been used in some kind of backyard dealings or rituals or something, and it's decorated with star motifs and a grip of kind of very, very dark blue leather.
Alexander's gonna like poke it once and see if anything happens. The dagger.
Nothing happens. Now that you're closer, you can see that engraved on the dagger's pommel is a single word. It says Resur. I'll put that in
Resur.
chat. It's hard to pronounce.
He's gonna pick up the dagger.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's nothing happens.
They told you gods didn't exist.
God damn.
But this does look like sacrificial. Or a shanking. Not quite sure which one.
And just so you have an idea of what's scattered around there, there's probably about like 400 copper, up to 100 gold pieces, and about 200 silver. There's a fair amount of money that's kind of heaped at the base of the statue. There's also, you see a couple of small green agates and 1 or 2 polished moonstones.
Guys, I suddenly don't believe in
I'm
God.
grabbing it.
Alexander's like already started to pocket some of it when they're like, "Oh, don't touch the offerings." Yeah, sure. Yep.
Yeah.
So, are we taking the offerings or no?
Oh yeah, we're taking the offerings.
Yeah. Time to
Thank
fight the
you,
statue.
friend.
So
I'm ready to
I'll
fight the statue.
put in chat. That's how much gold there is coins-wise.
What?
I will put it in the party loot.
6 green.
And I have. Onyx is here.
Next.
Word. The fairy can come out of my pocket.
Nice.
Put some in his. Onyx.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
Word. Nothing too exciting has happened so far. Except for a theological debate about whether gods exist or not.
Yeah, you know. As you do.
So, yeah, are you ready to get into things? Are you still waking up? What's the deal?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So the party, last session, you guys were about to dive into this underground passage, and now the party has. It should be. Is there explorer mode on? Can you see the progress you've made through here? Okay, you can see the grayed out areas at least. As you pushed into the cave and found first kind of rough passages leading into very smooth, well carved out passages, a couple of traps, and one of the kind of the city's, basically like the city's fool. He's a nice guy, a half orc that does odd jobs, and he was guarding a trapped corridor as well as a child that was trapped here, saying some stuff that would indicate some real culty behavior, and you guys are pushing further inside. Here I dropped you oh wait, why is this one only 8 health? Yeah, let's use that one. And you find yourself in this room with a re-put together statue of a dwarf that has lots of offerings at the bottom that the party has helped themselves to, as well as like a ritualistic dagger. If any of you want to try and see if you're welcome to make history checks if any of you would be inclined to, is what I mean, in the situation and the statue.
Yeah, Alexander will do a history.
Dave will try, knowing he will fail.
So
But
confident.
he'll try it. It's best.
Hey,
He did pretty well.
yeah. So yeah, you two kind of look at each other and debating whether it could be from the designs here and then the work on the excavations and the kind of the large dwarf stones out front. You would definitely think this is obviously some kind of remnants of a dwarven stonework. It seems extremely old. Let's see here. When would it possibly... Here we are. If you had to put a date to this, you would guess probably around to the first and second Troll Wars, just after like 1000 DR, so hundreds of years ago at the very least. And judging from the position, there weren't many dwarven kingdoms here except for TR Basil, which was actually a unique sect of dwarves in that a lot of the kingdom was above ground until the orcs, and yeah, but that's for history. But yeah, you would guess that this is the dwarves from TR Basil, their handiwork.
Do we know if they all died off, like the entire clan, or if they all retreated to
Long ago.
the original?
Their leader was killed in combat, famously one-on-one combat against a hill giant at the Stone Bridge, which actually you guys are fairly close to. It's in the area. It's a beautiful monument a couple of towns away. This led to the fleeing of the dwarves in the area and later to the complete abandonment. And it was lost to time and then rediscovered by other people and then lost again. And it's been around for a while.
I think we've rediscovered to Basil, Warfold. See, this is why dwarves should stick to mountains and underground.
Well, maybe not the actual city of TR Basil. It does seem to be the handiwork of that sect of dwarves.
Yeah. Anyway.
Should we keep going through?
I'm gonna open this door.
Yeah, you can.
And I don't suppose the ritual dagger. Would any of us be able to determine whether it was magical without detect magic, or not really?
You could attempt an Arcana check if you're proficient.
Yeah,
No.
I'll attempt one.
Not.
I am. And I have the dagger.
Oh wow, very nice. Yes, there definitely does seem to be some kind of magical energy suffusing this blade.
The dagger is magical, but I'm not sure I want to test that to see what that magic does.
It's just a ritualistic dagger. I don't know why you're so scared of. And I'll go help Elias open the door, even though it's super light.
Before we hold the door, open door, just something I just realized. So we got a magic missile. If you in the cave with the necromancer, right? A wand of magic missile.
Yeah. None of us have attuned to it.
I don't think you need to attune to it. I think that should be probably just in someone who doesn't have good ranged ability. Actually, am decent with a crossbow, moderately. So I really don't need it, but someone without range probably have it.
I already have my own magic missile. Bang bang.
I will go in melee. I don't need range. I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay.
Onyx?
You opening the door?
Sure.
Oh, you still
Yeah, I have spells, but I'll take it.
Well, it's if you have like a cantrip, probably not worthwhile. I mean, it should be someone who's like who only has javelins or something, for example.
Oh,
Or,
like the person that rages and becomes with
maybe
light.
maybe someone that's like has a dragon lineage or something like that. No, I
Quick
mean,
stay healers. Do you want a wand?
I'm okay, thank you. I have enough weapons.
see, we're
It was
fine.
held by a necromancer.
That means nothing to me.
You sure?
You're like making it worse now.
Okay,
Okay.
I think we just open the door.
He pushes forward, and you do see someone in the passage ahead. And it's a very short passage, 10 feet wide and 10 feet high as well, hewn out of the rock. It runs for about 40 feet, and you can see a small lantern hangs from a hook in the wall next to the door at the east end. And sitting on a wooden stool by the lantern, a balding, beardless old man. Human, you can see he's wearing patched and faded work trousers and a matching tunic, and is idly whittling a stick, kind of carving bits of wood littering the floor by his feet. He looks up as you open the door. Now, you guys would recognize this man as one of the more outspoken members of the community here at Redlarch. His name is Baragustus Harbuckler. He is a retired carpenter, an older man, doesn't do much these days. And his eyes open wide, and his kind of mouth opens. A stick drops to the floor amongst the shavings as he sees you guys there.
You? Nice morning, we're having.
He throws himself to the ground. Please, mercy. It wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea.
I'm over here. I'm over here. You'll be fine, we won't hurt you.
Stands up, wringing his hands, wincing, and moves over.
Stop there.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Too late. Knife in your guts.
Oh shit.
He stops there. You can see he looks pretty terrified of the situation.
Oh, that's
Explain everything now.
Some of the townsfolk have come together over time to make sure that the town moves smoothly, and people who are bad for the town are sent on their way. Usually the heads, the leaders in business and commerce, they started calling themselves the Believers. And when we found this place, they, we at least, yeah.
Sorry, it looks like it's a hot fuzz.
Yeah, it's a hot fuzz. The greater good.
Back there's these stones that rise off the ground and float in the middle of air with nothing supporting them, and you leave them and you come back in a couple of days or weeks and they will have adjusted, and we eventually figured out that we could read the movements and so kind of tell of big problems that are to come in the future.
Was one of those problems a necromancer?
No, I don't think so.
What about a thunderstorm that just suddenly appears that disappears?
Yes, the weather has been one of the main objects of discussion and interpretation.
Have you ever considered that things are the cause?
What was that?
I said, have you ever considered that the stones are the cause rather than a prediction?
I don't see how they would be. No, I can't say I have considered that.
So you stumbled onto a random magical artifact and you just decided to use it without understanding.
It was originally kept secret. It was originally kept secret because they hoped to find treasure, and when we did not find the treasure down here, we thought to seal it away. But this strange phenomenon, people started to regard it as supernatural and portentous. They began.
And your opinion is?
I've seen many of the predictions come true. I for one, believe.
See, that's talk to me.
What's that what you say?
So, I said that's cult talk to me. So by any chance, do you guys do sacrifices to the stones?
He looks guiltily down. We used to be just meeting for business and speaking of the prosperity of the town, and until he arrived. It's been about a month or two now, and some of the others have started behaving strangely, at least. Performing... I don't want to say more, but I haven't done anything like that. Please, you must believe me.
So this dagger, if you're gonna pull out the ritual dagger, was used to shank a motherfucker for a ritual?
He nods slowly.
Who was that person?
I don't know. Travelers. They would just abduct them off the road.
Oh, you guys are bandits then?
Not me. I didn't ever take part in such a thing.
One question. Is that your son being punished?
No. It's my nephew. I think they're definitely going a bit hard on the boy, but no one really listens to me anymore.
So who was the one who did the shanking?
It's my younger brother, and the others. Some of the businessmen in town. Maliko of the stoneworks, Lurith from the tannery. They're in there now with him.
Who him?
Him.
The one that showed up and one that arrived and started showing us how we could accurately read, interpret the stone's movements. His name is Laruk.
Well, that's a cult name.
Laruk.
I don't want to be.
That wrong. Yeah, I'll put it in chat. There you are.
Yeah, that's a cult name. And you listened to this stranger that came in, showed you how to read the stones, so to say, and didn't do any research into them.
He has powers over the earth. He showed us amazing things. He is a prophet sent to us from the Delvers.
Did he tell you that?
He nods.
So you just believe his words without... Did he approve of some kind besides being able to cast magic?
We've all spoken to him, been around him. He is a good man. He seeks to help us.
You're
Okay, so I'm
engaged
your
in
new...
blood sacrifice.
Alexander's gonna lift out his hand, cast minor illusion to have some rock covering about. So I'm your new leader now, your new prophet. So I can make some rocks appear.
His eyes open wide, and he kind of almost falls back onto his haunches.
Oh my god, I'm actually their prophet now. This is fantastic. Now listen to me, peasant.
He throws himself to the ground.
I don't
This
think
is
we can
sad.
get anything more from this guy.
Please!
Let's just let
Do
him
not
go.
hurt me, please!
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, friends. Standing by and doing nothing while evil happens makes you just as bad. And then I go knock him out.
He starts to kind of nod. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Just
before
kind
we
of
get to
collapses.
weather, I'm just punching him. That's it, just
Yeah.
on the floor.
I mean, he's an old man. He kind of just crumples pretty easily.
Okay, so this is definitely, like, beyond cult, right? We're fine to kill these people if we have to.
If we have to, I still say we He said they only acted strange once this guy showed up, so
Maybe we brutalize him first, and then I become the new prophet. Because if
Why
minor
do
illusion
we-
could do that,
Do we need to become their prophets?
no, that part was a joke.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna move ahead and just step past this old man.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll hop over.
Alexander's gonna like pull him into a corner and like tie him up, pat his little head,
Well, no, I just
give him
gonna,
a kiss on the forehead.
Oh,
I was gonna like kick him, not kick him, but like
we just send him out with, tell him,
he's unconscious. I knocked him
with
out.
the nephew.
Yeah, he's unconscious, tied up. And then did you say you're gonna kick him as well for good measure?
No, I was gonna say like I just how you push junk under the bed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shove him out of the way with my foot.
Nice.
Here's junk. Yeah.
Kind of rolls it to one of the corners. Yeah. And you can see there is light coming from the room beyond.
Well,
Alright, so I have a question.
Hmm?
In the alright, where are you from? Do you have many of these cult things?
No. It's the first I've heard of it.
Oh, right. I mean, we have this cult. We have like religion cults.
Alexander, we agreed not to start this conversation again.
Right. Sorry, we're staying off the theological debate.
I think technically by definition cult has to be religious since you need like a figure of worship.
I mean, if you count God as a figure of worship. Anyways, that was out of character though.
Yeah.
Let's just.
I'm gonna open this door up and let's see what's inside.
Quietly. See
Why-
if we can.
They know they probably know we're here at this point. We have been anything but quiet.
And they also have the magic stones.
Ooh.
Okay, so as you push the door open, it slides very easily without much strength needed, and you can see beyond a large room, one or two figures just off in the edge of the shadows, wearing no longer these cloaks they were hiding in, but kind of different, more regular clothing. You can see the room ahead is a large, extremely large chamber. Sorry, let me just get my notes here. I lost my place. Here we are. A 20-foot ceiling, and there's a couple of lit lanterns that are next to the doorway here. And there's an odd array of stone monoliths, some upright standing stones and others arranged in 3 stone arches that stand around the chamber. You can see a couple of low stone slabs set against some of the walls around the perimeter of the room, each holding humanoid bones dressed in scraps of tattered cloth and rusted iron, kind of like a laid out resting place.
Do you think this is the Delvers that talk about?
I'm just gonna walk in, gentlemen. We're here to negotiate your surrender.
What are you doing in here, idiot?
I just told you.
Yeah, it's in kind of disbelief as one of them steps forward, and you do see kind of Welver from the wagon works in town. His name is Ilmeth. Just the top half of his face hidden in shadow as he's still wearing this kind of cloaked hood, but just this angry jaw jutting out and spitting as he talks.
Oh, hey, buddy. How's it going?
You can see
Should
some of
we
the other
all-
people
should we
you've
not be able
spoken
to see
to. Yes? Should you?
Sorry, should we not be able to see the entire room, or is there candlelight here?
There's
Or which
two
light?
lights here next to the door that are illuminating things.
Okay. Sorry.
And you can see a couple of these kind of robed figures that are stepping backward, kind of like keeping to the shadows. And you're interfering with things you do not understand.
Yes,
I don't
magic
need-
stones go for.
Where is Lark?
Uh,
I probably botched his name.
no, it's fine. Yeah, Lorak, as you say that, there's kind of a deeper, more confident voice. And what do you want with Larach?
I'm going to challenge your position.
Really? And,
Look, he's
yes.
got a minor illusion some stones up. I can talk for the stones as well. Look how magical they are.
Mere cantrips and illusions. And you seek to mimic the power of the Black Earth. And
Earth is more normally brown.
you feel the ground below your feet, in fact, begin to kind of rumble slightly. Not enough to kind of throw you off yet, but it is kind of slightly uncomfortable. Bits of rock falling from the ceiling. One of the
Very impressive.
people in robes. Larach, stop this foolishness! You will anger the Delvers and possibly bring the town down on our heads.
Wait, are you saying the Delvers are alive?
Their
They look
spirits
pretty dead
are
to
at
me.
rest here. We honor their sacrifices. Is it not? It's not strange to honor the dead. Surely you understand this.
No, not really, no.
I
Not by
nod.
killing more.
Can you
Yeah,
pin
he's not-
where the voice is, the deep voice is coming from, who is talking to us since we can't see him yet, just so we know approximately which direction?
Pretty much
if he's
straight
in the north
ahead,
south?
almost exactly on the other side of the room from the
Okay.
door.
Can you come out and face us face to face, Lark? Lark? I don't know how to pronounce your name properly. Sorry about that, mate. I like to have these chats face to face, you know? Gets a sense of unity.
And spellcasting abilities. What?
So you see a figure here that I will make him a metal light now. As he pulls out a small lantern that has been hooded and closed off this whole time. You see Larach standing there, a figure wearing this very kind of strange earth-themed, kind of almost looks like made from stone.
He definitely screams cult leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not a cult at all.
And he does have a glaive up his back, just like UX.
Respect.
He's copying your style. He has to die now.
Now, you all have thrown a spanner in quite a long-running plan here. Why did you come down here to die?
Literal cult.
You can see the other people, Maliko from Maliko Stoneworks, Welver, and Lurith kind of looking a bit confused, staring back at him. What do you mean? He just ignores them.
It's like a cult, they don't know what's going on.
See, cult. No, I mean, like, we came down here originally because we were going to figure out why people kept on haunting the stone quarry. That led us to a secret cult. And now we're just seeing what's on the download, you know? Just like seeing what's going on, seeing if you guys are trying to, you know, turn this land into zombie apocalypse or bring back an old god or,
At
you
this
know,
point,
those sorts of things.
Lurith steps forward, closer to UX. I swear, I didn't want anyone to get hurt. I didn't know what was happening. He's right. You've taken this too far. Kind of steps closer to you, like turning back towards them.
No, you guys don't get to flip side so often when you have been sacrificing people.
I never wanted to. You see, he starts to kind of sob. I swear. You can see the man kind of break down a little bit. The other two don't follow his resolutions. They're kind of just standing there still, trying to work out, you know, get a grips with the situation. But Larach is kind of staring at you all.
How about you go into a corner and stay there, like go against the wall? Like come towards us and sit down against the wall while we have this chat.
Lurith, don't go. As you can
And
see, he
X
kind of
will
walks a bit
stand
down.
forward, himself in between
Yeah, I will kind of come a little forward.
Rojo and the others.
All right.
This is your one warning to get out of this mess alive. You stay with him, that's it.
Yeah. There may still be consequences to deal with, but you know, your remorse will take you a long way, and quitting now will help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and whose kid was tied up? You know, starving and thirsty.
Yeah, you hear another commoner in the back. He was being punished. Did you release him early?
Dude, what the fuck is your problem? That is not how you punish a kid.
I demand a
You take away his toys, or you force him to be grounded. You don't starve and make sure he doesn't have anything to drink.
He's my child. I shall raise him as I
You're a
see.
shit dad. You know that?
He takes out a dagger into his hand with a smile.
Like, my dad was a psychopath, and he was less of a shit father than you.
At
Like,
this
he
point,
actually ate people.
you hear Larak, enough!
Alright, sorry, we got off topic.
Anyway, in his hand, he's holding what looks to be a ball of brown gunk, and he throws it up into the air. And you can see as he does, it kind of shoots forward and spreads out into this like long stretching web. As reaching over, he's going to cast slow, throwing molasses at you. You can see it splits by the magic and wreath this entire 40-foot cube, enough to catch everybody with a slow spell. And I'm going to need some saves. But we're going to just go and take a coffee and bathroom break before we get into things, because yeah, looks like we're going to be getting into some combat.
You caught me by a half a second. I was going to say I was going to use the wand of magic missile on him.
Well, I got you this time. I'll go get some rolls when we get back. I'll see you guys now.
All right.
Yep. How long?
Usually it's 5 minutes, sometimes 10.
Yeah. Cool.
I am back.
You.
Welcome back.
Howdy.
I never left.
Oh. Wow, that's so deep. I was always here in your heart.
Good news, everybody. My hangover's passed. Fantastic.
Always a good thing.
Drink more when I get to work.
I gotta be up at 12 to go back to work.
Yeah, don't feel bad to kind of pull out whenever you want, eh?
Yeah, I slept for a couple hours. I'm okay. It's a fucking busy week because we just opened the restaurant.
Oh, savage. Yeah.
So it's launch week for us.
Ish. Are there
Yeah,
lots of
so-
things finished, or is it kind of at least up and running properly?
Oh, our opening day was Friday. We had like 800 all day.
Oof. Oof, done.
People or dollars brought in?
800
People.
people, I think. I think
That's
the profit
oof.
was 27,000 for the
God
day,
Fucking nice.
just on food, because we're mainly a brewery.
Oh, snap.
No.
Decent.
I
Brew.
just-
So
Let's
you
hope
get,
it keeps on.
you get nice deals on the beer at least.
I don't think we get discounts.
Shame.
So you need to resolve to my level of just having a bottle of gin inside the cold room.
Oh, the cold room is so tiny. I'm tall enough to hit the fucking roof.
Jeez.
Oh, that's sad. So it's not like a massive one like ours.
Well, it's big enough to fill our shit. It's just I'm too tall. Fucking everyone
Oh,
else
so
is
it's just
short
a
enough.
really low ceiling one.
Yeah.
That's I hate when those ones are around.
Everyone else is
Is
just
it
a
even
midget.
It's even worse when they have those big fucking sprinklers down the middle.
We can get back into things now if everyone is back. I think we are all back, yeah?
Mhm.
Yep.
So we're going to start things off with saves from everyone. And then I'm going to get some initiative and then we'll get into things. So let's get a wisdom save from every one of the players. Now, who are we missing? Hephaestus, he's right at the back.
Oh, definitely a good one. Oh, Alexander, you and me both.
Wisdom.
Not the right.
come on.
Oh my
I'm
god!
too-
Holy!
Oh, I'm definitely slowed.
We
We're-
also
we're all
in
definitely
hard mode.
I think not a single one of us. No, there's only 110. Oh, and then there's GM.
Hephaestus, that's Hephaestus.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so wait, it can only target 6 people. 1, 2,
There's
3.
6 of us.
Yep.
With it. Oh yes, that's right. One
I
is
double
lower.
checked that.
Unless I can use my that commoner as a sacrificial lamb. Take my slow.
I think he can choose, and he would definitely choose you 6. And so that's going to mean, unfortunately, now you are going to be slowed. -2 to your AC, either action or bonus action, not both, and no reactions. As he kind of he laughs, extending his arms and kind of beckoning you all to come forward and engage in combat. Let's get fresh rolls here. 1 second. Oh, did my API break?
Oh,
Uh,
Okay.
Helios don't give a fuck about slow.
I think that is everyone.
Yay, I'm lost.
it's Lord anyways. You're fine.
So the first one to react, yeah, Helios.
Although I can either use this action or bonus action. And our movement speed is halved, right?
Unfortunately, yeah. So as for the other commoners here, like Maliko looks like he's backing off, pretty scared that the situation's getting violent. Welver, however, in the back has pulled out a crossbow.
I'm just gonna call out, just like, if you wish to fight, you will die. And then, see, I'm gonna move there, 15 feet.
And then you slowly just waltz towards them.
And I'm gonna throw a javelin at, Mr. Spellcaster.
Okay.
Let's break that concentration.
Oh, there's a concentration spell. That would help.
16.
I have currently.
16 will unfortunately just miss. It hits against his craggy, rocky armor. He looks like he's pretty well defended.
Oh, that's my turn then.
All right. Brings us to Welver, who's kind of looks from one side to the other and then swears. And let's see here. Helios, you've pretty much been the most vocal, so I think he'll look towards you and just unload the crossbow at you. And with an 8, it's going to just dig right into the rock next to you and drop to the ground. He'll kind of swear under his breath and start to reload. Maliko next to him. Welther, what are you doing? That's going to be his turn. He tries to hide, kind of get as much behind the rock as he can. Onto you, Squire.
I will use 3 charges of the wand. So that's what is that? 5 missiles? Is that right? How many?
Don't you roll them separately?
No, you roll it once.
So
Oh no, each click will only do 1 set of damage.
Yeah, you got to click it 5 times, pretty much.
Yeah, because each missile is different damage.
so do they all do the 4 damage, or do you roll separately?
Oh, no.
for each
You
one?
roll separate.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. And your arm kind of almost gets pushed back, unexpected amounts of force. There's this blossoming ball of energy, splits into 5 beams that almost slam into him as he just kind of throws up his hand, dust flying up into the air, and you see the beam slam into the dust as he casts shield.
I figured. And I
Can
will.
someone counterspell?
No.
Is that?
I said, can someone counterspell?
Not at level 2, no.
Oh,
You're level 2.
So X.
And I can move half distance, right?
Yes.
I will move forward there. I think that was. Not sure how much that. Did you catch how much that movement? I'm sorry.
I'm sure it's fine. No stress.
And then there. Okay.
And as we move on to Larak, he sneers, kind of lifting up his hand again. See what happens when you meddle with those above your station. And as he slams his foot down into the ground, there's this thunderous roar that erupts around. Let's see here. I'm going to get a spell template down. So it's 10 foot radius. That will get 4 of you. No, shut up, 60-foot cone. Not yet. Nobody wants you. Black Earth Priest is going to cast Shatter, unfortunately. So as this thunderous crash... Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. So
fuck.
I need a con save.
Wait, if I fail the con save, I'm unconscious.
If you fail this contest, you're dead.
You are
You're not
literally dead.
No, I have 5 temp because of Inspired Leader.
Oh,
That's
no.
the only reason I'm not dead. Fuck yeah!
Hey,
I failed.
Okay. Oh well.
he rolled super high for that. As this, you feel the pain of this prophet of the earth. What are you saying there, Dave?
How low is Helios? Because I don't want anyone to die.
It's going to be pretty low. It looks like you'll have about 7, 8 health left. 8 health, yeah.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh.
You have 25 health, right?
4 temp.
Oh, yeah. Same. Okay, so then what, 12 health left?
Yeah.
But it looks like Plutus has been just slammed backwards. I mean, you're going to take still enough. Oh, wait, no, you got... Wait, you got the temp HP and you're going to take half damage. So it's going to be 9... Because I like to round damage up. It's going to be 9.
Right.
And then you're going to... What? 10 hit points? 3 left. Beautiful. Okay. The force of this enough to even kind of crack the rocks of the standing stones. You see some of these stones here, like these couple are like floating in the air, just not really moving, but now this concussive force kind of pushes them out, sending them further back, kind of spinning in their levitation. As he sneers and moves further back, he's going to move up to this rock here and end his turn, bringing it to Onyx.
Alright, I'm gonna firebolt this guy. Right there.
That's the one without any weapons that's trying to kind of beseech Whalver, hey? And then don't let me control you, I just want you to be aware of the situation.
Oh, he hasn't attacked.
No, he doesn't have a weapon in their hand. I mean, they're definitely an asshole and probably a murderer, but currently trying to just beseech Whalver to stop crossbowing you guys.
Alright, well, I'm gonna firebolt him then.
A duck.
Yep, give it to me.
Oh, that's really good.
21 to hit, even with the cover that he is getting. You kind of just catch the side of him, and 5 points of damage. You hear him cry out in pain and start to, whoops, that's not right, start to kind of beat at the smoldering cloak. Is that your...
Concentration?
And, no, he's not the one concentrating, but
So,
slow
you
gives
make
you
the check.
a wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Yeah, so everyone who's had a save, a turn needs to give me a wisdom save.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay.
Helios is not slow. X, you are still slow. Onyx, you are not slow.
I'll
That's
give
the end
mine
of
after
my
my turn then.
That'll bring us to Maliko, who's going to see that you are now fully attacking Whalver, obviously because he's attacking you, and cry out, "No, this is madness!" and run forward and try to kind of grapple with them to get the crossbow from their hand. This is going to be a roll from Maliko and then a roll from Whalver. And yeah, he easily kind of throws her off, grimacing as he begins to quickly reload another bolt and kind of takes a couple of steps backwards. It's not his turn. Dave, what you doing?
I woke up to Helios. I'm sorry, I'll butcher everybody's name, and I will cast Cure Light, Cure Wounds, please. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, no. Go ahead, buddy. Go kill him, and I end my turn.
Thank you. That was 8 to healing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will do another wisdom save.
Yes. Okay.
Is that enough?
13 is exactly what you needed. You saved.
Oh.
Let's just see Hephaestus, how he's going to best do this, because I mean, I think Bless is probably going to be the best in the situation, because he is also slowed. No, he's not slowed, in fact.
No, he's not slow. Yeah.
Because he was one of the too many targets. No, he made a
Don't we
save.
have 6 in the party though?
No, he
What did he
rolled a
succeed?
16, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
not
rolled
eliminated.
16.
So he's going to get up to here. Let's see. Can see Larak. What do you guys think? Should he kind of bless you three frontliners here, or maybe go
I
for a
think he'll-
guiding bolt? Or
I think he would bless more than anything.
yeah, all right. He's going to lift up his holy symbol, and in the darkness, a bit of magic settles on you all, and you can kind of feel the backing of the God of Thunder behind you all. It's a D4 to attacks and saves. He will end his turn there, bringing us to Alexander.
Alexander's going to regret his life decisions, first of all. And I only have 15 foot, so he's going to skedaddle up here. Can he see? He can. Now, what's the chances that he casts 2 shields?
Well, he does have his reaction back.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of.
I mean, get them out right now so we don't have to deal with it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Fundamentally,
But
shields
shields
are shields are perfectly good spell to make him waste spell slots on.
We
Yeah.
don't want him to
Ju-
cast that shuddering thing again because it can literally kill you.
Go fuck yourself, dude.
In a similar...
He, like, flips him off, and all, like, a bunch of middle fingers appear to shoot at him.
Nice. Yeah, and unfortunately, the wall of sand lifts up. He's not doing that.
Oh god, he's shattering again! Fuck!
No!
He is just shielding.
He really is powerful. He can do it as a reaction.
So yeah, you're breaking through the spells though. He's burning a lot of magic as he's going, and you can see he's kind of retreating into the back of the room. Give me a wisdom save at the end of your turn.
I'm not very wise.
Ah, yes, fair enough. Okay. Everyone's
Yeah,
still
challenge.
extremely quick moving around you. It's fairly frustrating. That brings us back around to Helios.
I am going to, with my full movement, move 30 feet towards this guy, which is there. That was it there? This was where to mark it there.
You actually drag your token by holding left click, and then you right click while you're doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then when you let go of left click, it will take him. It should.
Does
Oh,
it?
cool.
I don't know how it works. I don't.
Do you see?
So what do you
if
do? Yeah. So you on the ruler, you click on that.
No, I mean, maybe it's a GM thing, but I can hold left click, and while the token's being moved around by my mouse, I can right click, and it will show me how far from its original position to where I'm clicking.
Oh, when you're moving them.
Oh.
And then when you let go
Oh,
of
that's
left click,
cool.
it just moves. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
No, you can. I just tried out.
If you press,
How do you do
press
it?
you press
Yeah,
the
it worked.
Q button. If you're on a Mac, the Q button will work.
Oh, no, it's not on ruler, it's on standard movement. Like how you standardly move your character.
You'll select move. You hold down
That
your
is-
left click to actually move the token, and then while you're holding left click, you right click to use the ruler tool.
Oh, I see what the problem is. My map moves when I right click though. That's weird.
What did you just say, Squire? On Mac?
If you just press the Q button while you're holding it down. You press the Q button at a waypoint, and it'll do movement.
You don't have to hold up down the right button. You just have to click it once.
Whatever. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, bonus action rage, and then I'm gonna throw a javelin at this guy.
Very nice.
Anger throw.
Rage. Go javelin. Go.
Okay,
So the person that's attacking you.
he is wearing it's basically the equivalent of splint mail, his armor.
I guess a fucking +4 wouldn't matter, would it?
No, I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
So he
That
kind of just sneers at your attempt to hurt him as he seems to be continually backing away.
That's my turn then.
Okay, that brings us down to Mr. Welver there, who, let's see, he's reloaded his crossbow, and he's thrown off Maliko. I will not have it all end like this. He's going to dash across to this side. While he does, let's see, a bit of inner inner xenophobe comes out and he sees X there, and he's going to let the light crossbow fly. And that is, why is it still whispering? A 19 to hit you, X, I'm afraid, for 7 points of piercing. That's a pretty high roll.
Yep. I have 1 point of health left. Yay!
Oh.
And he throws his back. Let's see how much more movement he has. Yeah, he gets as far in as he can before. That is onto your turn, in fact.
Well, I guess before I do anything, I'm going to second wind. Let's see. So what is it? 1d10 plus your fighter level.
Roll a 10. Do it. That's
7 points.
Oh, you're back to my full health. No, you're above my full health.
Just by taking a breath.
And then move my full 15 movement. And try my wisdom save again.
Nice. Okay, everything starts to catch up as everything slows down around you, and you come back to normal speed.
I don't suppose I can do a ready action, no.
I'm afraid not. No.
Okay.
But that will bring us to, let's see, this gentleman's turn here, Lorak. You guys are getting a bit close here for comfort. 25 feet. So... Sorry, just double checking something here. As he reaches out in front of him, and I think that is a bit range of 10 feet. Oh, it's 10 feet around you. Okay, never mind. He won't be doing that. Doesn't really want to get close enough to use the glaive. He's going to swear, and as he does, he's going to attempt to do something that appeared very successful earlier. He's going to once more kind of slam his foot into the ground, and right next to Helios, between Helios and X, he's going to jatter. You can see after this happens, he's breathing hard, out of breath from the ordeal of using so much magic. God damn those rolls.
What the?
So it looks like 9 damage to you, I'm afraid, X. Helios, you do pass that, so 9 to you as well.
Don't worry, I was going to heal you anyways, X. You're fine.
So you fall unconscious, I'm afraid.
Yep.
As you can see, you still standing, Helios, and this is actually, you can see it's unnerved him a lot, and he's starting to look behind him, takes another couple steps backwards, gets out of sight behind the boulder. And that's going to bring us to Onyx's turn.
Okay. I'm going to burn 2 sorcery points to get a spell slot back.
Sure.
And I'm going to firebolt Welver, because he's still shooting.
He's a dickhead.
18 will hit him. Yeah, nice. So 4 almost sends him to death, and he is no hardened warrior. The crossbow flies out of his hand as he falls back, crying in pain, kind of rolling on the ground. He is definitely no longer looking able to fight. You ending your turn there? Sorry.
There, that's my turn.
Perfect. Brings us to Maliko, who will run over. Welver, you idiot! Kind of hands up in the air, showing that they're trying not to get involved in this. You can see the figure that's been watching this the whole time, kind of the kids, the guy that said he was the kids' the father, is not liking how this is going, and he's in fact gonna dash, jumping over these 2 guys, following after the Lorak. It's gonna get to about there. That'll bring us to Dave.
I will go like this, right up here, And I will cast another Cure Wounds on our unconscious body. Wake up.
Nice.
We still need you. Port for duty.
I was going to
And-
say, hold on. Well, Hephaestus is going next, so he can cast Cure Wounds if you're closer. So you do something with your turn.
Ooh. Yeah.
Although, I mean, it doesn't make sense for you to just run past X wounded, but Hephaestus
Yeah,
will
that's.
cry out that he'll take care of it. Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'll still heal X. I'm terrified that it'll die. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Are you moving or doing anything else?
No, I used all my movements. I have nothing I
Alright.
can do.
Hephaestus next, who will be moving his dwarven 25 feet on his legs. Let's see here. Can't see the guy anymore, unfortunately. He sees that guy, but he's not too stressed about him. Not really a big threat. He's a bit of an asshole, though, so without anything else to do, I think he'll just throw a Sacred Flame at that guy. Does that sound about right to you guys? Or would he dash?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think so.
he'll Sacred Flame then. Radiant Energy reaching out to burn this guy. He's going to roll a 16. So he leaps into the air, avoiding it, kind of slams into the ground, dispersing around his feet. And that will bring us to Alexander.
Alexander's going to not go the way where the big group of people is, and instead go down here and prepare a magic missile for if he comes out this way, where I can see him.
Okay, holding magic missile. Any hostile forces? Helios.
I am firstly going to bonus action healing hands myself. What is that? Isn't that? Oh, sorry, that's an action. Oops. I won't do.
Okay.
Okay, I will do that actually. Yeah. What is it? A number of d4 equal to your proficiency, so 2d4. For 4.
Very nice.
16. And then I'm just gonna move.
And who was
30
that
feet.
to?
That was to me.
Gotta love yourself, man.
Self-love is important.
And I'm gonna move down here. Do I see where he went, or he went this way, right?
Yeah, and you see the corner of the room. You see kind of plain stone walls. You can make a perception check as a free action for me.
Perception.
Something does look amiss. There's like a slight crack indicating that what looks like a full piece of wall is kind of rotated out of sync with the rest of the wall next to it. So there's probably some passageway there. You kind of hear hasty footsteps sprinting down in the distance.
Who's this guy?
That is the father of the kid that was trapped.
Okay. Is he just kind of like cowering in the corner?
No, he's sprinting. It looks like he's aware of the secret door and he's trying to get there. You're beating him to the punch.
Cool. That's my turn then. That's everything.
Okay. Over to Welber. No, he's not going to get up from that. He's very close to death and he's getting helped by Maliko there. You can see this asshole here that was punishing his kid is going to run and push into the wall here. As he does, you see it kind of rotate as if on a hinge pretty smoothly. He's going to stop. Help me! Stop him! And just kind of get roughly pushed aside as some other figures begin to push into the room itself. And unfortunately, where are they? You do see, let me just get rid of this dynamic lighting barrier as it swivels. You can see that Lurak is just on the other side, kind of gesturing back and busy sprinting past two of these other stone-faced figures that run out into the room to kind of hold off and protect his retreat. That'll bring us to X. They stop there. They pull out silently scimitars and they kind of hold that position there.
Well, once again, half movement, not because slowed, because I was from prone. And I'm going to make Lorak do another shield spell.
Can you? Yeah, you can just see him from where you are. Hey,
Yeah.
where are you? Okay.
Get them all out.
You see one of the bandits, one of the kind of stone guard, kind of flinch, but they spiral around him. And let's see here. I mean, he does have his reaction, so he is going to be shielding. Wait, does he have his reaction? It's his turn next.
He hasn't used a reaction in his previous.
Yeah.
No, he did.
I think
He used against my
actually
magic missile.
is.
Oh. I
But
thought
that means your magic missile would miss anyway, so you'd know that.
Yeah.
But the shield
The-
lasts until the start of his turn anyway.
Oh,
I
that's
thought we
it.
were. I thought
You-
we were moved further.
So, do you want to take that back? You would be aware of the dynamics of shield. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe your character won't, but we don't have to roleplay that. There can be a certain level of meta.
I mean, we saw him use it once. I think he'd know, it wouldn't work again.
Yeah. So, what are you doing
So,
instead?
Kill these fuckers.
Yeah, you can do it to them. If they're out of the way, Helios can run straight there. Oh, yeah, it's up to you.
Well, sure. I'll do 2 and 2 then, or actually 3 and 2, I guess.
Okay. 3 and 2, they split up at the last second, slamming into the chest, leg, shoulders, head. You can see the two figures cry out in pain. Let's see here, 6, 8 to the 1, who is looking extremely wounded from that, and 7 from the other, who isn't looking much better. They are both extremely close to the edge, kind of concussively knocked back by this force blast.
That's it. And I'll stow the wand.
Okay. That'll bring us to Lorak, who's gonna hear the cries of pain, the reinforcements that were just supposed to reinforce him getting mowed through, and he is gonna put foot, get 30 feet here. You see him push past that man. Out of the way, move! And the first time you hear a little bit of lack of composure in his voice as he gets around the corner and out of sight, pretty much. It's going to bring us to Onyx. In fact, wait, I forgot his. He has something for the situation, I'm afraid. And you hear as he moves down the passage a rumbling, scream of pain, and an explosion of dust out of the corridor as he seems to have collapsed the corridor behind him as he's gone into a huge pile of rubble. Here we are, just so you can see. It's a fully scripted event.
Neat.
Onyx, have you taken your turn yet? Sorry?
No, I just moved here, and I was gonna firebolt this guy.
Yep, you can go for it. So yeah, hits. One fire. Yeah, bring him closer to death. He's still standing though.
Alright, that's it.
So nothing from the civilians. They're going to drop out. They're just kind of cowering, trying to stay out of the combat, not get involved. Dave.
How far can I walk?
You can see these two figures. I mean, they look back. They're covered. They're coughing from the dust that exploded out of the entrance to the passageway. They realize that there's no retreating up there, and they're starting to look quite worried about the situation.
I'll walk up around here with a dash and just tell them there's no way to go. Either surrender now or we will dispatch of you.
Okay. As a free action, you're welcome to give me an intimidation check. Throw it in there.
Sure.
As Hephaestus will move forward, backing you up, seeing that he can't do anything about a collapsed tunnel. He is going to. He's going to hold a sacred flame. You can see this religious energy kind of begin to glow and burst into life in his palm. Does anybody else want to attack these creatures, these bandits, in the coming turn? Or is anyone not going to give them the chance to surrender, is what I'm saying.
I am giving them the chance to surrender.
Okay. It's like Helios, your turn, X, your turns will all come before they can move again. But they're looking pretty terrified.
If they're surrendering, then just we're more for the sheriff to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah, we love putting work on the sheriff's desk.
Well, they throw their arms down. Scimitars clang to the ground. The light crossbows drop as well as they lift up both their hands, surrendering. You can just hear kind of the cries of pain from Welver in the background, but that does break initiative. As you kind of look around, coughing in the dust that's emanated from the corridor, it looks completely collapsed, the path that Larak took.
Oof. So I tell them good choice, and I start tying them up.
I'm going to go to these bandits.
Getting everyone together and shoving them towards and leading them into the sheriff and.
I'm going to get those two bandits, these two. Where does that cave come out?
That's right.
They point towards the figure crying from pain in the distance. Comes out at Welver's wagon works in the back of the yard.
Really?
Is there another entrance from here? Is there another exit from
The only
here?
way
Or we
out
have to go back to town?
Sorry, he points back the way you came.
Guess we
think-
need to start hardtailing it.
I think we all suffered a lot of damage. I don't think we should keep chase.
So I only have severe internal bleeding. That's fine.
No, I think the fact that he's running so and he resorted to this means he's close to defeat. He's a wizard or a spellcaster. He needs his slots. Without that, he's nothing but a man.
He did have
I too am a gambling addict.
have a glaive.
And he did also
Like he
have
can-
really high AC.
Like he can match me in fucking melee combat.
I mean, he might not have been able to, but you could tell as a fighter that from his stance, I mean, he had the strength to at least wield the weapon, so it wasn't for show.
Oh, I do have one of those meld with stone masks.
Can
Was that-
you actually go through the stone, or do you just
You sit in
sit
it.
there and hide?
Yeah,
Yep.
for up to 8 hours, you can push yourself into stone. You kind of lose all senses except for the vaguest rumblings of noises close by. But if the stone is damaged, you do take a lot of health damage coming out of the stone. Like if it's pickaxed, if it's picked while you're inside.
So could we use it to get through? Could we use it to get through?
No, it's not a travel spell. You step into a pocket, you can stay there and breathe, and you'll be fine for up to 8 hours.
No, did we? I can't remember. Were these things cursed? I thought they were.
Yeah.
No, they just put ancient things
That's right.
on the organ.
They seem
Yeah,
to be
I say
at
make a-
least connected to something.
I say we make a dash for the. What'd you say it was called?
Welver's Wagon Works?
Well, yeah, Welder's Wagon Works. I say we make a dash for that and cut him off.
Listen, X is really damaged, and Alexander is
Yeah,
always
Alex-
damaged, even when
yeah,
it's
X
full
is
HP.
just-
So
Let's
Well,
see.
you got-
Festus could either help out, or he's healthy enough to just come with you, or he can take care of people if you want to go ahead.
I mean,
oh, that's a good idea.
Well, it's not. I mean, yeah, what are these people going to do? They have their whole lives here. They try to escape town, run away. I mean, they're gonna. The sheriff is going to come for them anyway.
How about this? Are you guys ready to have a little hike? Well, when I say hike, I mean run.
I'm
We can drag those who aren't. I'm talking to Wilver and the other guy, the two bandits.
They look confused.
Well, if we're going to be running to the wagon works, we're going to drag you fuckers with us.
The bandits, you can see, are just kind of acquiescing as well as they can. Welver's kind of got third-degree burns and he's rolling on the ground. Malika looks up. I don't think Welver can really move too much right now.
Hmm.
They're not
We could
going
drag
anywhere.
him.
They're not going anywhere. Let's just leave them.
Good point. Yeah, we could just leave him.
I just say we just
Oh.
we tie them all up and just leave them here.
All right.
Sure.
And
And it
while
looks
we're
like
doing that,
you can see, sorry to interrupt you there, you can see a leg sticking out from the collapsed rubble here. It looks like the commoner, the dad, didn't really make it through in time.
Left or right
Ah,
leg? Okay, sorry.
We told you it's going to be an orphan.
Right under that X.
but that wasn't our fault. We didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to kill him.
Yeah, let's
Well,
tell that to him. Surely he will believe us.
I don't
Wanna-
think we even.
Do we
need
want to take a
bother
leg
with-
to show the dad, the kid later?
Right, that's
Yeah,
more than
sorry,
enough.
did dad go cross his leg?
He'll probably take your word for it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't think we even need to bother with tying everyone up. I mean, let's just go chase down this other guy, and we'll let the sheriff serve warrants and everything else.
Well, there's only one exit out of here anyway. That's what they just told us. So
I'm dying this bandit.
I can leave my familiar here and have it de-summon itself if they try to do anything. I should feel it.
Does it have the ability to trigger a resummoning itself?
Oh no, I mean, if I summon it, I can give it instructions. Your familiar always acts independent of you. I only have one. As an action, you can see through its eyes.
100 feet, yeah.
Where's the de-summoning stuff? There is
I mean,
somewhere.
is it a
I'm
normal
just gonna-
size spider or is it larger than normal?
It's just a spider.
Okay.
It's
It's
a
not
spider
gonna
that can move
attack them.
10 feet in turn in 6 seconds.
I've never seen a spider fucking wrong. You can temporarily dismiss your familiar to a pocket dimension. That's an action.
Yeah. But
You
you
can.
can. The question if he's the familiar can do it for himself. Think.
But I mean, these guys are thoroughly beat up. They've been hit with like a magic blasts, and they are pretty terrified of the situation. You can take their
Yeah.
weapons
Yeah.
as well.
I think we can leave them and just get a move on. They
yeah.
can't go
Let's just-
anywhere. There's one exit.
Yeah, they both had those the masks. You can take those, so they can't meld into
Definitely take
stone.
that.
Yeah, and while we're running, I'll be like, Maliko, you're in charge. Make sure they don't run. And guess we're.
What about the other guy? The guy that didn't that immediately surrendered like a pussy.
Lurith, from the tannery. He is at the door, kind of looking in now that everything's taken care of. He was tending to the old man Baragustus, who was kind of scooped into a corner previously.
We're going after your leader. Make sure nobody here leaves.
He nods, kind of terrified, sweat on his face, eyes wide. You can see like signs of pretty hefty combat. He's out of his depth.
Scoop up all the
good.
weapons and head out.
Before we leave, does
I've got a
anyone need
bit of
healing?
tingling. Yes, I suffer from internal bleeding at the moment.
Okay, heal you or X.
X is probably more important to heal.
Hephaestus will heal the other one with a healing word.
I
I'll try
have a
using.
healing, but I should probably save it in case anyone falls.
7 points to what? To Plutus?
Yeah, oh well,
Because it's just
X needs it more than me. Yeah.
does he?
I have 5 health, by the way.
You get back 8 as I cast Cure Wounds on you.
Rage heals you.
I'll take a fit modifier.
Get
So
healed already!
Plutus, you take that 7 from Hephaestus.
Oh, thank fuck. A sneeze would have killed me at this point.
Sure.
This would have killed you at any point.
Imagine later on in the campaign you get that amulet of constitution. It's 19 or
Yeah,
Foreshadowing? No?
so much better than my 1. Sorry, my 0.
Alright. So hasty retreat back through the corridors. I mean, there are some passages you haven't seen, but are you just trying to catch up to this guy? What's the deal?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's my
we'll
plan.
explore them later. We'll explore them
We can come
later.
back in.
Okay. Then, as you try and run through, the nothing's different here. Everything's kind of as you left it, squeezing through the rusty iron bars, moving back. You break out into the quarry, into the cold night's air. Looking around, let's see. That is the wrong map. Back on the Redlarch map. While this wagon works, it's kind of almost central
16.
in town. 16. Thank you. Here we are. And as you're running over towards it, you can see 1 or 2 people just out late. The town is almost completely empty. You see in the distance Constable Harburg at the corner of the road here, kind of talking to one of his deputies, one of the younger men of town. And as I imagine, you guys will kind of break onto the main road and charge in this direction, panting. Are you kind of calling out for help or just heading there directly?
Just heading there directly, I think.
Oh, we're dealing with a cult!
So you can head there. I mean, the wagon yard is empty and dark and silent.
We look if we see any footsteps or
You can give me perception checks.
should we light a
Can I-
torch?
In fact, it
Um,
wouldn't even be... okay, well, Onyx, you would definitely hear the sounds of receding hoofbeats.
How many nat 20s do we need?
Yeah, so you guys
Apparently.
figure out exactly where this kind of secret passage is. There's a lot of upturned objects kind of in a straight line directly to a hitching point where a couple of horses were, and you can realize what's happened here. Looks like the other horses have been cut loose. There's a couple of straps hanging there. You don't see them at the moment, and the door to the yard is open.
He's,
We-
Alexander's gonna run back to the constable as quick as he can. Be like, "Do you know where we can get horses quickly?"
He looks at you. The wagon yard. Come with me.
Is that the only set of horses?
No, it wouldn't be the only set of horses, but it's night and horses are locked up and put away.
Yeah.
Can we see
Let's
how
go.
far this... Oh, wait. Can we see how far... Hang on, before anything, can we see him? Or is he like over a hill or something?
So it's dark. You can hear them. They sound to be like relatively towards the edge of town. I don't think you'd be able to see that far out. You maybe see like flickers of movement as a figure moves past houses in the distance, maybe like 400 or 500 feet.
Okay.
As the horse is picking up speed.
Yeah.
Alexander, we should have put that ring on him.
Oh, don't buy the ring. It's a waste of money. They said.
Well, right now it is, but
And in fact, you can see he's turned north and he's heading up towards... Oh wait, is that the Ken Road? Let me just double check which direction he's heading out of town here. The Ken Road, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so as the Constable Harburg pulls you down into kind of the areas where the butchery and their little shanty constabulary is there, there's a couple of horses that are not saddled up, but available, that kind of they make use of. As kind of shouting at you while running, what's the problem? He would be able to get 3 that are there tied up.
They're the cult. They're in the ground. They're worshipping stones. They're sacrificing people. It's a real thing.
go
Did you know you have a cult in
go to the
town?
quarry. You will see the entrance. I guess we'll just tell him to go there so he can see it for himself.
There's a
He's not
There's a
letting you take
half-orc.
horses without him.
Oh well, we're going with.
I
him
guess
then.
we're buddying up.
Okay, he jumps on one. Then there's 2 others.
I'm gonna jump on one. Who can cast Sleep Still?
I can.
Man.
Get on. Whoever can get on with me, and I'm gonna chase after him.
Okay, I'll go with you.
I'll hop on one of the other horses to prepare to cast sleep as well.
Very well. You start to chase after this figure, and it's lost from sight. You can just hear the receding kind of faint hoofbeats in the distance as they seem to be moving east along the Ken Road, and it is dark. It's going to be pretty difficult for you guys to keep chase at this point, while the sound of your own horses is going to block out most of his movement. So let's get some perception checks from those of you that are on horseback.
He doesn't have any
I-
light on him either.
He doesn't have any lights on him. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think I could get on horseback without. I think I'll just stay there. I don't think.
And
we can all
unfortunately,
get on
this
horses.
this will be with disadvantage unless someone's like riding with a lantern in hand, as it is nighttime.
I will be.
Decent.
I will probably be using a lantern.
Okay, so the chase takes you to the edge of town, and you can just in the distance, as you pause for a moment to get your bearings, hear the sounds of hoofbeats along the Ken Road, a bit of puff of clouds. There's the only kind of slight bit of movement that catches your eye as you head off hastily in that direction. And the chase goes for about 5 minutes before you pick up something, Onyx. That the sound has changed. It's coming from another direction. This figure has left the road. You guys have to pause for a moment to kind of gather your tracks to see what's happening. You can't hear the kind of hoofbeats on cobbles anymore, as they must have pushed out onto the grass, which is definitely helping to kind of muffle the falls of the horse he's riding. Alexander, let's see, you do make out, as you kind of for a moment spinning around looking where to go, that there is a bit of a damage to the verge nearby, as kind of a horse has pulled itself up, possibly, and kind of churned up the ground there. It looks like they've gone east, out onto the plains, kind of nearish where you guys visited the shallow graves that time ago. You will see Constable will pull up. Going out there, it's dangerous out here at night. Bandits, we could be moving right into a trap. I wouldn't recommend it, guys.
It's probably not wise to keep following him. That is true. If he keeps on going like this,
So
might get back up, will be cut off.
Yeah, he nods. I'd say recommend maybe we come back when the sun's out and see if we can find the tracks then.
Unfortunately, that is our best option. We do have a few of his men here. Maybe they know where any other locations they have a base of.
Yes, you were shouting something about a cult. I think we have quite a bit to speak about. Swears, spits to the side. Let's get back to town.
Yeah. Helios, or are you going to keep trying to hunt them down?
I think we lost him.
Hmm.
It's okay.
Oh, we haven't
and
lost
those
him.
of us back in town will try to go back and wrangle everyone back, see if they're still trying to fill in
Yeah,
the caverns
see
or already dispersed.
You also
So,
said they. Sorry.
My headphones cut. I said I was gonna keep chasing if I could, if no one stopped me.
Yeah, it's up to them. I mean, you're pretty much riding into darkness now. There's a sliver of a moon, enough that the horse... I mean, it's still dangerous. You could kind of turn a hoof, but you could press forward if you wished.
I would if no one actually actively tried to stop me.
Helios.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep going.
we have to. Helios, if you don't stop, I will sleep your horse.
Hectic. Okay.
Can we get a general distance of how far away he is? Well, not really.
They were riding pretty far, and they had about a 400 to 500 foot lead. They probably slowed down somewhat when they came onto the grass, or maybe they were pushing and being reckless, but that could easily result in kind of a hidden furrow throwing you off your horse.
Who's on the horse with me? I got Onyx.
Yeah,
What do you think? Should we stop or go?
I don't mind keep going, but I don't think anybody else wants to go.
Well, I'll keep trying. Then if no one's gonna stop me,
I'm gonna immediately. If it seems like Helios is going to keep going, he's going to cast sleep on his horse, the general direction of him.
Careful not to kill him. Fast moving target.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're doing that, well, what's the range on sleep?
90
9
feet.
feet.
Okay, you're gonna try to catch the horse before it goes out too far. You're welcome to roll some dice. Let's see what we're working with here.
19 and the 20-foot.
Question
Within
is
the
how
20-foot
much
point.
hit points does the horse have? Right?
Because I think, wait, how does it work? Can you choose or can't you choose? And it just starts.
I think it's
It
the
starts from the
lowest.
lowest.
Yeah, the lowest.
Which should be the horse or Onyx, either one.
So the horse looks like it has 13 hit points.
What's Onyx got?
14.
Oh, wait, how much is it? So Onyx has 14?
Very
Yeah.
close. So it looks like the horse will be affected. And you see it kind of slide into this halt. You guys have a bit of a shock in front of you. You can both go make me an acrobatics check as the horse kind of just tumbles, falling onto its side.
Can I just fly into the
Sorry, horse.
Oh, of course, you could, yes.
I
And
can't feel bad about that.
Helios, you come down a bit hard, I'm afraid. Kind of skin yourself on the ground, but you stop the rolling. You take like 1 point of bludgeoning from the fall. But unfortunately, looking out over the darkened plains, there is very quickly an even darker wave that is kind of sweeping over the grasslands as it looks like these dark silver and black roiling clouds are beginning to quickly pull over and cover the sky in its entirety.
Sorry, Helios, but it was a stupid idea to keep following him. Most likely just get us all killed.
And as you look out over the rolling plains, the storm quickly manifesting into something quite malicious. You can hear the burst of lightning and thunder beginning in the background. And as a flash lights up the surrounding hillside, you do see something off in the distance, kind of silhouetted, a large keep that looks fairly far away, off up on the other side of the raised plains.
Well, at least we know where we're heading.
And Harburg will see to the horse, is pretty worried about his horse as well.
Sorry about that.
I raised this horse from a foal, you know. He could have turned his legs.
I'm going to look at.
He's like, sorry about the horse.
What do you want
He's
to
a
say?
sacrificial dagger.
What do you want to say, Helios?
I was gonna turn around, walk up to Alexander, and just punch him square in the face.
Don't kill him.
Immediately kills Alexander.
Non-lethal damage. That's just a straight
What's
strength
your
roll,
strength modifier?
right? +3.
Yeah, I mean, you feel it's like and warm flowing down your lips.
No!
But the rain begins to wash away all the sins as in the background are crumbling over. Are you guys heading back in the general direction of Redlarch?
Yeah, Alexander will be
Alexander's
very
gonna suck at that.
upset and just like start heading back towards his the fucking what's her name, Mother Yolantha's place.
I think while all of that was happening, you said some of the horses escaped, right? I would try to get them back, if that's possible. Because we already.
Oh yes, looks like Lorak freed some of the horses from Welver and kind of gave them a slap on the rump so that no one else could use them. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'll try to get them back. So
Yeah. I mean, they're fairly they're used to life here in Redlarch. You don't find them too far off, kind of at the nearby trees, helping themselves.
Yeah, I'll try to convince him to leave the horses alone and just help me wrangle the bandits or anyone else who may still be at the thing.
but the
Okay.
but the horses. Okay,
Uh,
you know what?
A couple of Harburg's apprentices, so to speak, did stay behind, and they're definitely on full alert. They know something's going down, and they'd be of assistance to you guys.
And also, a couple of sessions ago, there were some tied up people in contractors that we left in the woods, so grab them as well.
All right, the bitch like suffered the rake of doom. The rake of doom.
That's right.
Yeah, you can see that it looks like you just tied them up there. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, I think we knocked them all unconscious as well.
You knocked them all unconscious. Yeah, they are still there, struggling. Pretty much one of them close to actually making progress to getting free from his bounds. If you can round them up. And begin to pull people out of the quarry as well with the assistance of the kids. They're young adults more, and they're well armed and they know how to use their weapons. You're welcome to rely on them if you need.
I want children of the town. Let's go and collect the coffins.
They would actually, I think, seeing this like entrance down into a cave, they would probably want to wait for Harburg, which wouldn't take too long for him to get back. You guys could go in so long and start like pulling people out. I mean, if you had to kind of just call the bandits and all of them, it's not like they're going to resist.
Yeah. I don't mind going in and pulling them out.
Yeah. There's
I
not
will walk
much.
in front though,
Sure.
because your damage is hell.
And yeah, you find them very downcast. The one still an extreme amount of pain, but begrudgingly they start the trek out of the cave, kind of into the night. And the storm is broken at this point. Everyone's kind of getting quite wet. So as you with the horses come back in, you kind of see all the people getting brought out from the quarry. Harburg looks around confused and gestures. Let's see here. I think the best place for this would be number 2. Can go ask. He say, "I'll speak to Kaylessa if we can just sort this all out. I want to get out of the rain for the moment." And he points.
I agree with that, to be honest. Oh.
And you walk up to the swinging sword. Everyone moving along in the pouring rain. As the door opens, you can see Harburg explaining the situation to a very harassed-looking Kaylessa, who does admit everyone inside. The place was closed down, so kind of the lounge is completely empty and everything's dark. You can see a couple of serving women beginning to light a couple of lamps as you enter. Just let's get them all in the corner there. Keep an eye on them, will you? He says to his boys, as the weather is kind of, the sound of the rain's deadened, at least somewhat.
Just tell the story.
Can somebody collect Helios? I would go myself, but
Well, assuming you guys, that's what you're doing, I'd tag along just for this bit.
Alright.
It's more
Yeah,
about he's
so-
getting ready to go.
okay. So Helios is with us. We don't need to collect him.
Yeah.
So pretty much the situation is
Yeah.
there is a cult dance there. They worship stones. There was some guy, La Rock or whatever his fucking name was, that he managed to escape. That's who we were chasing. There was a kid's father who got crushed. Big sad. I'm not actually sad at all. He was a dick.
Lock
My
is the one that
condolences.
crushed him, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my condolences. I say to the kid, because you're gonna be insensitive.
He's just started crying at this point. He's
Your
getting
dad's
lifted
a
out the room
dick.
by Kaylessa, who gives you a big glare. Come, let's get you some hot cocoa or something.
Can I get some?
She doesn't. She pretends not to hear you. Now,
So,
Harbour
chase
kind of
them out.
looking around at Welver, looking at Maliko, kind of just with disbelief on his face as all of this is coming out and you're telling them the whole situation.
Well, Maliko and Harvard, the Tanner, they were helpful and they didn't try to, continue cult-like activity. That Wavell guy that got crucified, well, he was a dick and tried to kill us afterwards. And the two bands, of course, you can do whatever the fuck you want with them, but go easier on those two.
And now that, the kids, the helpers of Harburg have seen the entrance to this this cave. Are you guys doing anything about it, sealing it up? Or are you going to
Well, we're
ask?
going to investigate it. We were planning to investigate it further later, but
That's fine. So
not tonight.
it's understandable. He will set a guard and make sure no one comes in or out. If you guys accept that, or you're welcome to set yourselves as guards.
No, that's fine. I think we'll just
Trust
go
him.
visit in the morning when we're all rested and explore the rest of it, see if there's any more incriminating evidence or
Yeah. We will get to the bottom of this, Harburg says, looking Welver and Maliko, and who else is a part of this? You're going to give me every name of every one of these believers.
So there was both the Stonecutter people, the other one up north, the one down south. There was a Tanner. There was that, the guy that pickles things? What's his name?
No.
Not Grunt.
Don't give Grant away. No. Like I said, how dare you?
I
He
believe
was
Greg
helping
was
them out.
forced more than anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he wasn't actually a part of the cult. He wasn't, culty, but he was just there. I think he just didn't know what was going on.
I'll have a chat with Grund. Unfortunately, he is not the best at reading the intents of those around him.
There was the boy's father, who is dead now.
Yeah, like a renewed sobbing from the kitchen.
His uncle, who was not a part of, the inner circle, he stopped being a part of the inner circle when they started being all full-on culty. They were originally just a plan to, better the settlement. He stopped joining in with all the, sacrifices and all that. Oh, did I mention the sacrifices?
Looks to them, sacrifices. You sunk so low.
Yeah, apparently the
Murder. It's just kind of completely shocked at this, looking towards the others.
Yeah, apparently they were sacrificing travelers or some shit. He's gonna pull up the sacrificial knife. Yeah, this thing was down there.
He takes a seat, kind of rubbing his hands through his hair. This is going to destroy the town. What do we...
Not necessarily. The two that didn't fight back, keep a close eye on them, but they can continue on living. Crispy over there, give his stuff to one of the other two that, actually listen to us and stop trying to, fight.
Whether they fought back is not of question. If they have been a part of this murder, I will see them put on trial, as they should be. And sent to one
I'm
of the
saying
largest
you
cities.
don't have to do it right away. Sometimes the better thing to do is, because if you send them all right away and it kills the town, everybody here is going to be kind of fucked. But if you wait a bit, make sure that the town can continue on without them, then send them off.
Suppose
Say that you only just found out then. Probably better for the town.
he'll agree.
Lesser of two evils.
Probably the more prudent thing to do. Besides, I guess we don't know how deep this goes yet. I would first try and find out how much of the town was involved in this.
Especially if they'll be so willing to tell us all. And also if there's another base of operations or anything like that they might know of.
Nothing. You hear the Tanner kind of blurt out. And he, for one, looks happy to cooperate.
But when we were chasing, when the lightning struck, we did see a town, mansion or something to the east. I think that's our next best bet of where to go.
You refer to River God Keep, I believe, along the Desarin River.
I think that's the one we saw.
Strange. It's mostly fallen on hard times, abandoned. I believe recently there's been a local group patrolling the waters and keeping the goods that traveling along barges on the Desarin River, making sure that it doesn't fall to piracy and such.
But we also know that there was a massive bandit operation going along the river as well.
Yeah, further down at Womford, and you don't know how wide it's stretched, really.
So they might be in touch with the people at Womford as well.
That's possible.
Then again, he might have a secret hideout somewhere along that way, or he might be just going that way to throw us off the street. Because apparently he could see the future in the fucking stones, so he might have knew a stone was coming. There's a lot of options, but I think our best bet is to go to that keep.
Mhm. We should probably explore for more clues in the cave first.
Yeah, that's first. Then we can head out after that.
Sure. So,
Helios.
Yep.
You do understand why I stopped you, right?
And I believe you were wrong.
Wrong to stop you chasing headlong into a storm against somebody who
It's
we don't know
rain.
how powerful.
Get over it.
We don't know how strong the guy is. We don't know if he had backup. There was three of us. I was almost out of everything.
I forget. You tend to be pretty useless in combat.
Yeah, something like that. But also, Helios, you're not immortal. I couldn't
No, but
heal.
my destiny
Onyx,
is to fight.
not to die though. Dying for some stupid pride is not going to help us out at all.
and you see kind of Harbeck looking from one side to the other, bit uneasy. He kind of claps his hands on his knees. All right, stands up. I'm gonna get this lot locked up until we can find something to do with them. Do you mind if we use one of the rooms here, Kaylesa? There's quite a few people for my place. She nods. And only if you will supply the men to watch the doors. I will not sleep with a knife under my pillow. He nods. Oh, before I forget, as you guys kind of, you can accept a mug of ale or wine from one of the serving calls that has been awoken, just to kind of wet your whistle a little bit. And Harbeck is going to grab at Onyx, and the lead that I was following managed to get back to me. There actually has been a sighting of what I think is your sister. I mean, I can't imagine how many of you are out here these days.
Really? You've got a lead on her.
It took a while to come to light because it was from some of the local kids, and the parents thought they were making things up. But apparently, the day after the knights from Feathergale Spire arrived, when they left, some of the kids that were working in the fields said they saw a small little lady flying up into the air, chasing after the creatures up into the hills.
Okay. So they went to the spire.
If what the kids are saying is true, she was heading in that direction.
Well, thank you.
He nods. That's quite a far ways off, and while it's safe enough for them to travel overland, it's not that safe on the ground. Just keep that in mind.
Well, I don't have to travel on the ground.
Do you really want to go alone?
He nods.
I'll see this through with the cult first, but then I'm gonna go look for my sister.
All right.
Well, I'm willing to give you a hand, as long as I don't need to get too close to the vulture things.
Yeah, that's my job.
Well, a lot of options. At the very least, are you interested in examining the rest of the cave tonight?
I
think
don't
some of
think
the
so.
think of some of the healthier ones can do it if you want. Like I am barely hurt.
They have set guards there to block the entrance, so no one's going in or out.
I would defer to
I
the
don't think. I personally don't think there's any rush.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
I can wait.
as you're all offered, you have rooms here. Helios, are you going back to Mother Yolantha's?
What time is it?
It's pretty late. She's gonna shut you out.
Yeah, I'll probably just stay here then.
Okay. So yeah, the boarding rooms at Kalessa's are yours, and they're very comfortable. A bit of meats and cheeses platter is brought, and you are left to your own devices. Getting into any pre-sleep rituals you may want, but otherwise one by one, falling into an exhausted rest. Which brings us to the sounds of morning. No sounds of rain, as it seems the storm has passed. You can hear kind of the birds of the new day and the animals and the people moving around outside, beginning to go about the day's tasks. This wakes you up, and you come downstairs to a couple of people enjoying a bit of food. You can see busy road outside, wagons moving both directions. Oh, Jesus, I swallowed a bug. Hold on.
Oh. Okay, while he's getting that out, I am a noob, so how does expanding hit dice work?
We had a
It
long
should
rest,
be
you
no-
don't need to.
It's
Oh,
just full.
longer is just full HP. Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you're wondering, so each class has their own type of hit dice.
Yeah.
For me, it's D6. For Connor, it's a D12. During a short rest, you can burn your hit dice to roll them and to get that health back. You get half your total hit dice spent back on a long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's plus con as well when you're rolling it, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
For health, yeah, it's plus con.
Okay, I'm back in action. That was disgusting. Let's not think about it ever again. And now, you guys are having... Oh, yes, you're waking up and looking around. It looks like the town is as normal. Nothing's changed, although you're kind of aware now of the strange cult below the surface. But it seems to have mostly been kept on the down low for the time being. Harburg and his men are still there guarding the room where they've put all the prisoners. But the fresh day is yours to do with what you will.
Are we wanting to search the cave first or try to chase him
Yeah,
down?
no time like the present. You know, the guards aren't going to stay there forever.
I think it's best we just deal with the cave first.
True.
To me, a little bit left we haven't investigated.
No,
Who knows?
it's-
There might be people locked up down there.
Was
Okay.
anybody identifying the dagger or spending...
Oh, yes. I was going to spend the night to attune it and prepare, like, see if I can identify what it does.
Hugging it as your pillow.
Well, it needs 4 hours sleep.
Ooh.
Okay, so as you're going to be exploring the rest of this place, I'm just going to pull off the dynamic lighting. The rest is fairly easy to check out, and I'll go through what you see here. And I'll tell you about your dagger now, what you find. Okay, the Tomb of Moving Stones is laid bare before you. Now the dagger's name is Resur. It is a cultist dagger. It's been used for countless ritualistic murders. It is a +1 dagger, and it has the extra benefit that if you speak its name, the blade does give off a faint cold glow that sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius until you speak the name again.
Ooh.
Where's your the shiny dagger? Fancy.
And a very strange aspect of the dagger, it doesn't make any noise when it cuts something or hits something.
Neat. I'm just gonna be playing with that for like the entire time. To go on that, like just poking on against things to see if it makes any sound.
Yeah, it's it's actually quite unnerving, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
that sounds unnerving.
as you spread out through the tunnels, exploring the rest of this place, you do come across some unfortunate victims up in one of the passage, getting gnawed on by some giant rats. They're pretty quick to dispatch, not interested in fighting too hard. One of them flees into a crevice that leads deeper into the wall. But what you find is bodies that they were feeding on, unfortunately. A square room here that reeks of decaying flesh. 3 human corpses, reduced to little more than, let's get the city, you cannot hear them anymore. Reduced to little more than bloody bone and sinew are sprawled in the room center. 2 oversized rats were rooting amongst them when you entered, but they've since left, kind of picked a couple of the bodies clean. And I mean, these are possibly the victims of the cult. Anyone's welcome to, investigation, medicine, perception, anything you'd like to do in the situation.
I'll just pray over them, that their
Very
souls
well.
will go to heaven.
If nobody is doing any specific checks, one thing you will notice by coming into close proximity to them is that they look to have been marred. Each one seems to have engravings in the forehead of the skull, kind of cut deeply enough to leave a hefty mark. And they all seem to be the same kind of rough pattern. It's the same strange symbol that you saw in the necromancer's cave right at the end. One of these weird symbols you've seen being floating around. Somehow linked to all of this, you're not 100% sure.
That's fun.
Another one of those symbols.
This one you have seen before. And
Gotta
just so
think
you're
that
aware,
out.
earlier when Larak called out and mentioned the Black Earth, it was more like he was speaking the name of something.
Let's say a giant leviathan in the. Oh wait, no, we learned its name, didn't we?
What?
You know the giant leviathan thing that sees us whenever we put on the mask.
Yeah.
It doesn't see you whenever you put on the mask. There was a kind of brief realization that there was a connection to this great elemental being, which was kind of scary. The magic of the mask was of this creature, so there is some kind of tie to it. This was a strange event that happened that hasn't been repeated. This doesn't happen every time you put on the mask, but there's definitely like dark
Acknowledgement.
dark means were used to create these, and you get the idea that the creature that you felt is not a celestial, is not kind of a caring being. It's probably quite a dangerous elemental beast.
It just is.
Yeah.
So we need to get these bodies back up to the
Is there
town.
anything down here, or is this just?
You can do so,
down
yeah.
here?
As you continue on to the south, there's just a dead end if you're referring to the other side of the
Yeah.
cave. But up here, there is one more object of interest as the tunnel opens up into yet another square room. In the center, there's a black rock about a foot across that hovers 3 feet from the floor.
Can you ping where?
Another rock for my collection.
However,
I have that other one from the necromancer. Wait, does it look the same as the necromancer's orb?
No, not necessarily. Anyone is welcome to investigation, arcana, if they want to try and ascertain what's going on here.
I shall arcana it. See magic stone.
Investigation.
Magic stone, tell me your secrets.
Okay.
No, tell me.
You begin to kind of test and look around at the strange effects, touching the rock, seeing how it moves, and what you work out is there seems to actually be some kind of cylindrical field of some sort. As soon as you move the object too much in any direction, it just drops straight to the ground heavily, and you kind of push it with much difficulty back into this kind of little center in the area in the center, and it becomes weightless once more.
I'm gonna check around on the floor and the ceiling to see if there's any magic runes like etched into them.
Very well. Yeah, scraping away some of the dirt on the ground, you do indeed find dwarven runes etched into the floor.
Does anybody speak Dwarvish? Other than the dwarf?
Feistis does.
That's a good point. See what he can do. So he's a spellcaster, which helps as well as these are magic runes. They're not up his branch of spellcasting per se, but being a dwarf, he would at least recognize some of them. He hasn't seen anything like this in a long time, but it would be related to. He says there would be more utility magic that dwarves would sometimes use in their tunnels to make the moving of a lot of earth and minerals and ore much easier. It's a bit weird that it's kind of just in a cylinder here. Usually, you'd be able to push these things along passageways and make it really easy to transport lots of goods.
So I'm pretty sure this entire magic floating stone thing was complete hokey.
Seems like it.
You would think that this was probably, if you had to guess, maybe some kind of old mining operation. Some of the magic is still in effect. It does look like the villagers here read too much into the movements of the stone, and it looks like some people, Larak in particular, and whatever faction he represents, took the opportunity to kind of ingratiate themselves into the town and manipulate things in their direction.
So it was just somebody tugging them along. This is just a floating stone used for help.
Yeah, to be fair, he had a lot of spell slots, but
From what you can tell,
Yes,
you have the mundane rocks that are just in a levitating field that is a remnant of an older civilization.
if I throw another rock, would it just start floating next to it?
It would.
Oh, awesome.
Helios is going to start carving the names of all the party and throw them into rocks and throw them to the group.
Nice. But they hit the field and kind of, it's like getting thrown into honey. They very quickly slow down and stop.
For the later generation.
Yeah. He's also going to put another note. This is not magic. This is not a symbol from God. It is literally just to help mining operations, to put that in as well.
Nice.
In case another cult starts to form.
You need to spend a bit of time collecting quite a few rocks for that, but you can get it done.
Somebody's going to misinterpret this. It is not a mining operation. It's a symbol for God. Ah, I knew it.
Yeah.
So, with the cave cleared out as far as you can tell, you do see that once you kind of come back into town, Harburg is... you don't see him, but some of the men tell you that he's been kind of questioning the others into the believers, and there's a couple of other people on the list that he's going to be tracking down. He'd like your maybe help with the situation, as you're probably the strongest military force in the town as it stands right now.
Well, that's kind of sad, to be honest.
Yeah.
The quarry, the northern quarry, was the person in charge of that also one of the implicated?
He was, yes. And while there was no secret passages there, I guess it was to kind of even things out. They would scare people away from both the quarries so that no night work was done. And
so I guess we're not getting our our commission for enabling the night work to happen again.
Probably not. No.
And it looks like Mother Yolantha would have been complaining rather loudly about the kind of temp workers that were all staying there that have suddenly vanished without paying for their latest rent. Which you guys...
How much do they owe you?
She's going to pause for a moment, think about it. 3 gold, 7 silver.
Oh, we captured a few of them. Maybe.
I'll just give her 4 gold.
Brilliant. You say you captured them? Let them burn. For all I care. Idiots wasting my time. And she like grumbles, throwing her hands up, kind of moving away from you.
Are we sure we're the strongest military force in this town? I'm pretty sure she is.
We should stay with her more. She's really fun.
Maybe we should take her out on our adventures.
It's like wearing plate armor, holding up this great sword, struggling.
Die.
Badger all the villains to surrendering.
But as some new information comes to light, and they're not ousting the believers, they're taking your option of maybe not throwing the town into chaos right now, and they are working towards kind of slowly pulling the people out of the town one by one, bringing them to the helm, with trying not to alert the general townsfolk. So, there's going to be a bit of conversations to be had with them, and then, I mean, it seems enemies in many directions as. You find one of your party's sister family members maybe up to the spire. You find a figure riding off into the hillside. Maybe they were heading to Riverguard Keep, who are possibly involved with the Womford pirates. And I think this is going to be a good place to put a pin in it for this week, and we can tackle those questions when we come back next time.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
But good progress, guys. And I think we can be going to level 3 for this one.
The level up.
Second
now.
level spells.
Okay, we gotta roll HP. We always roll HP.
Oh no. You got a wizard at like 7 health. Don't encourage him.
You
Yes,
are going to roll
roll
HP,
the
right,
HP.
Alexander? You are going to roll it.
Of
Do
course
it.
I am. I'm not a coward.
DM,
I have never rolled
you want
HP
us
in
to
my
level
life.
up now?
What?
Oh!
Yes. Yes. I'm so happy.
You can level up whenever, you know. It doesn't have to be now.
8 HP. A fucking behemoth.
You're like an anemic or something. You're just like always sick.
Wait.
Oh, savage, dude.
That
Those
is-
individual roles hate me so much.
level up. I see. Clicked the wrong button. I almost restarted my whole character. That would have been a problem.
Oof.
Yeah. Definitely roll. Oh my
Ability score
lord!
improvement.
Oh. We are all
Yes! Join me!
join me in death.
Join me in misery.
Yeah.
Ish. Well, thanks for playing, guys. I'm going to be signing off. I'll see you next week.
Goodbye,
Oh,
guys.
I have one question. Anyone still off the table?
Excuse me?
Sorry?
Feats because ability score improvement.
What about?
Is there anyone
Sorry,
that's
We get the improvement
We're
at
level
4.
3.
Oh,
Yeah, next
3?
level.
Sorry. I had a mental breakdown. I was too distracted by my one more health.
Yeah. This is the group that started with the free feat, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so there's no free feat next level. You guys do your own thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Now,
I just gotta say, I love how I took the heavy armor feat and I haven't gotten hit by a melee attack